Howdy, folks. Will Wiggleman here with you at McMorran Place on Country Music Night. Thanks so much for joining us. A full country music playlist is here tonight at McMorran Place, playing throughout tonight's game. In conjunction with Q Country 107, we'll have live country music as well from local artist Julianne Ankley. On the ice, the Prowlers look for their second sweep of the season as they try to back up a 3-0 win over the Topeka Scarecrows last night. Reed Cooper will be back between the pipes after an 18-save shutout. We'll be right back and have more for you on the pregame show next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Welcome back to McMorran Place Arena. Prowlers and the Topeka Scarecrows just moments away. See the big Prowler logo on center ice. If this is your first time seeing our on-ice projectors, welcome to the show, guys. You need to see it here at McMorran Place. But for now, we will show it to you here on the PHP Network as we take a look first at the Prowlers' last game last night between these two teams as they faced off against each other here at McMorran Place. A 3-0 win for the Port Huron Prowlers as Reed Cooper was spectacular, stopping all 18 shots he saw. But the Prowlers suffocated the Scarecrows with their defense, holding them to just 18 shots. As Cooper records his league best second shutout this season. And with the win last night and holding the Scarecrows without a goal, Prowlers dropped their season goals against average as a team below 2 goals. As we take a look at the standings now in the FBHL, the Binghamton Black Bears still on top, but the Prowlers now taking firm control of second place in the division. Blue Ridge also jumped ahead of Topeka with their victory last night. They're still undefeated at 3-0, so Scarecrows tumble down to fourth place in the division. 2 more winless teams left still. The Indiana Sentinels and the Danbury Hat Tricks. And those two teams face off against each other tonight and tomorrow night in Indiana. Take a look at our players to watch here tonight. And we start with the Topeka Scarecrows. And it's Avery Smith who's the man to watch here for Topeka. Had a big hit on Alex Johnson last night, and he might have to fight again tonight. Now it's, going back and forth. Avery Smith again hit on Alex Johnson last night. Tim Morgan fought him, and he ended up, and Tim Morgan will not be in the lineup tonight, but Avery Smith certainly a guy to watch. AJ Schlepp is in the lineup, so maybe watch for that. Now we switch over to our Prowlers player to watch, and that will be Artu Heikkila, who scored his second third period goal of the season last night. 2 of his 3 goals have come in the third period this year, and he's been a clutch player, a great find for the Prowlers this season, as Matt Graham, Alex Johnson, and Chris Paul did a great job with finding him. He was a bit of a late arrival, but able to get him in, and he's looked good so far. Let's take a look at where he to ice level when we get the opportunity. As the Scarecrows hit the ice after suffering the first shutout loss in franchise history last night. We'll see if they can bounce back and find the back of the net. And it was very interesting. Their team with guys like TJ Sneath, who was tied for the team or for the league lead in points going into last night's game. You have Elijah Wilson, who was tied for the league lead in goals in going into last night's game. And both of those guys were kept very, very quiet. And credit to the Prowlers defense for their work in that. As we will take you down to ice level now for tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And gentlemen, may we suggest removing your caps as we honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with the singing of our national anthem, sponsored by Dairy Queen by Mike Dashler. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a special welcome to Julianne Ankley.
And you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Julianne Ankley on the national anthem tonight, a local Port Huron artist who, an award-winning local Port Huron artist. She'll be doing some musical sets later in this game. We will have that here for you live on the PHP Network. Let's take a look at the Prowlers starting lineup here, presented by Orthopedic Associates. Connor Brazel, Vinny DeCumbus, and AJ Schlepp up front. Ben Brockway, Brian Parsons, the defense pairing, and Reed Cooper in between the pipes. You see Schlepp right there, wearing number 61 tonight in red. Certainly a guy to watch. Let's take a look at our starting goaltending matchup here tonight. And it will be Reed Cooper once again. 3-1 this season, a ridiculous 1.5 goals against average, and a .956 save percentage. What a start to the season to go along with those 2 shutouts. Danil Brizgalov making his second start this season. He spent the last 2 years in Russia's VHL. We'll see what he can do as he tries to get his first win in the FPHL. We're set at center ice for puck drop, and we are underway here from McMorran Place. So tipped in to the zone. Prowlers trying to come, or Scarecrows, pardon me, trying to come back the other way. Parsons couldn't slide it ahead. Now DeCumbus able to work up with it. And now a fight. AJ Schlepp and Justin Schmidt. The grizzled vet who's known for his fights against the rookie, trying to make a name for himself. He's done well so far, and Schlepp gets to size up Schmidt. They grab each other. Schmidt tries to come over the top with a punch. Schlepp fighting back. Schlepp lost his bucket. Schmidt still trying to grab, getting some lefts in. Still wrestle each other around. Schlepp trying to get that right arm free. Now Schmidt pounding away with his right hand. Schlepp still can't get his right arm free, and they seem to be tangled up, and now they're done. So Schlepp and Schmidt, the first bout of the night. We take another look. See, Schlepp was able to get a few in there, but then Schmidt, with all his experience, able to tie up Schlepp really for most of the rest of that fight. He did get those few lefts in, did Justin Schmidt. And then not too much else as they continue to tie up. That's a heck of a start to this game. And Justin Schmidt, not a guy that we saw until really the third period in last night's game. And now Schmidt is heading off the ice. So Schmidt has been asked to leave. I have not seen anything come down yet on my penalty sheet as to why. Just see the 5 for fighting on both sides. No extra penalties though, as it will continue to be 5-on-5. Although discussions about where the faceoff should be, and now they move it. Scarecrows think it should be all the way down the Prowlers' end. Robbie Nichols is arguing right now. Robbie Nichols on the Scarecrows bench had a conversation, but he did not get his way and will drop the puck. Adam Fish and Jonathan Paradise are the referees. The linesmen Brandon Batens and Brian Thurnauer. Alex Nerwinski bet it up, slipped through for Sneath. dump it into the offensive zone. Wilson pinned against the backboards by Johnson. Morrow in there as well. Wilson slips free. Left it up by Hugo Koch. Was dislodged from the puck. And Nick Favaro chases after it. Morrow tried to move it ahead, couldn't do it. And it's dumped right back into his own end. He and Sneath come together hard. Now it's Lockhart out for Artu Hakula. He gives Jamie Bucell the puck with plenty of skating room. Bucell delays, tried to float it down towards the net, couldn't do it. Lucas Lockney after it. Hand off for Parsons. Wrist one through right on Brizgalov. And it sticks to him, and he'll hang on for a whistle and a face-off. Well, the Prowlers are partnering with Meyer for Goals for Good. So far this season, Prowlers have scored 14 goals and raised $140 as Meyer will be donating $10 for every goal the Prowlers score this season. Here's a pass across to Federley, and Brizgalov denies $10 more to Goals for Good. Goash with a hard check from Matt Graham. Outlet feed is for Federley. Into the offensive zone. Sent it across, but Graham couldn't bring in the pass. Petros. Lost it to Johnson. Goash smushed by Graham into the boards. Koch across. And a shot sent wide by Petros. Johnson out to Bazal. And now Austin Federley. They get to the red line, dump it in off the glass. Blaisdell chased by Bazal. Avery Smith for O'Reilly. Now Bazal. Right up for Blake Anderson. Rink wide feed brought in by Brockway. He'll fire it all the way around. Anderson had to go through. DeCumbus took O'Reilly into the boards. Bazal just did keep it in. He got back deep. Blaisdell had a stick lifted by Anderson. Those two tie up. O'Reilly grabs it on the far side. With the pass across to Lind, who had to sidestep the oncoming Jamie Bucell. Those two fought last night. Here comes Bucell into the offensive zone, but offside at the line. .17:05 left to go here in period number 1. Already seen our first fight of the night on Country Music Night here at McMorran Place. Here's a rink-wide pass right on the tape of Wilson. Turns and fires it all the way around the Prowlers zone. Wilson takes the shot, swallowed up by Cooper. No rebound. And players tie up. TJ Sneath looks like he got either a stick or something else up high in that scrum, and it looks like somebody's heading to the penalty box. Let's take another look. The battle ensued right in front. You see Sneath holding his face. And Brett Lockhart, the one in the box right now. And it looks like we'll have a power play for the Scarecrows as Brett Lockhart is in the penalty box. So Scarecrows get to send out the power play first. They were 0 for 7 last night. Good job by Port Huron power play. Petros drops it off for Wilson. Fires it around in the offensive zone. Koch waiting for it on the other side. Took hits from both Brockway and Federley. Corey Checo with it. Delayed penalty coming up against the Prowlers. So 6-on-4 attack for now until the Prowlers touch up. The shot came in and Cooper able to make the save. But the Scarecrows sent it right back out of their own end. And finally they'll let the Prowlers touch up and they'll get a 5-on-3 for a minute and 14 seconds. see who is the guilty party. It's Austin Federley. So Federley, the Prowlers captain, heads to the box. And a big test right now for the Prowlers penalty kill. Off this face-off, Whalen goes D to D to Gagnon. Avery Smith down deep. Up high, Whalen wouldn't let the shot go. Decides to go down low. Koash from a sharp angle off the glass. Gagnon kept it in with his back. And the Scarecrows still threatening. Jacob Wolf, who draws back into the lineup after being scratched last night. He's lined up in the slot right now. Gagnon walks in. His shot missed wide by about a foot. Koash. Cut it over. Whalen let it go. Punched down by Cooper. Batted around, but it's waved off. A hand pass called. Avery Smith has no idea. Avery Smith is celebrating at center ice, but the goal was waved off. It was either knocked into the net or a hand pass. Not sure which. They will take a look at it. Let's take another look here. The shot comes in, pops high up in the air, and Smith knocked it down with his glove. Oh, and then Avery Smith potted it. I think that might be a goal, actually. That could be a goal. That could be a good goal. We'll see if what they're reviewing here, but as you see, Robbie Nichols chatting with the linesman. Prowlers bench having discussion, still working on this 5-on-3 that would have 30 seconds on it now. We'll see what it is if Avery Smith does get credit for this goal. Reed Cooper hoping that his shutout streak doesn't end early on in this game. Let's take another look at it. Koash fed it off. Whalen's shot came in. It popped high up in the air. And I believe Smith was the one that gloved it down and then batted it in. So that should be Avery Smith's goal. Decisions as they continue to look at it in the Scarecrows penalty box. Down there on the ice, Jamie Bussell representing the Prowlers at the referee circle. Scott Koash and Gordon Whalen there for Topeka. Reed Cooper did make that first save. He got it with the blocker and just popped up high in the air. And again, Smith, the tallest one in the area, was able to glove it down and then bat it home. This is a heck of a long review as the referees chat about it. And it looks like this is a goal. So indeed it is a goal for the Topeka Scarecrows. So Topeka with a 1-0 lead. They will continue on the power play for 1 minute and 16 seconds. Avery Smith, someone who is not well liked in this building because of his times as a Motor City Rocker. He gets the first one. It's fired around. Battled for in the corner. Popped out to Sneath. Up to the line, Wilson. Papa Petros. Trying to go over to Wilson. Now Checo took a bump. Navarro around the wall, got past Wilson. Anderson hustling after it, but Papa Petros wins the race. Back the other way come the Scarecrows. Koch with 30 seconds left on the power play. Gets it in, and Johnson turns and fires it all the way back down. Final 18 seconds ticking off of this Topeka power play. This one slid to absolutely nobody, and Alex Johnson takes over, backhands it in. Wayland gets to the red line, sent it into the Prowlers zone. Prowlers looking to work out, and they just do, but Coash takes back control. Blaisdell almost gave it away to Federley. Now Coash got to play a long pass up, looking for both. That was off his stick. Favaro on towards Federley. That pass missed him. So back and forth here, nobody able to complete a pass. Now Brett Lockhart trying to settle things down, goes D to D to Favaro. Up for Federley, has Lockney and Bucell. The pass to Bucell knocked down by Blaisdell. Lockney gonna slip through. Favaro with a nice pitch to keep it alive. Federley turned it on net. And Brizgala forced to make a kick save. This one goes all the way down, and an icing call against the Topeka Scarecrows. We will take a timeout. 1-0 Scarecrows here from McLaurin Place. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Hello, I'm home. There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack wrap is back.
Back here at McLaurin Place on Country Music Night. Prowlers trailing the Topeka Scarecrows by a score of 1-0. There's some fans in costume. Port Huron getting an offensive zone face-off. Lynn behind the net. Let it out for Blaisdell. Tossed it along. And Favaro tries to turn it back the other way. Tipped in by Hakula. Blaisdell chased by Reggie Millette. Slipped it all the way around. Lockhart, D to D to Alex Johnson. Millette steps over the line, throws on the brakes, spins, surrounded. Cycle it down to Bucell. Bucell looking to turn the corner up high. He'll go for another trip around the offensive zone. Round and round goes Jamie Bucell. He passes off to Johnson. Lockhart back to Johnson. Wrists it through, and a glove save by Brizgala. And Bucell just went tumbling into the back wall. And he is down on all fours. I'm not sure if most of the players on the ice know exactly what happened to him. They've gone clipped up high. He was right there in front of the net. Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith comes out to take a look at him. Reggie Millette still having conversations with Quinn O'Reilly on the way back to the bench. So he might be the one that got Bucell. But it doesn't seem like anything is coming. Just a face off to Danil Brizgalov's right. Prowlers send out their second line, Graham, Federley, and Lockney for this draw. Off the face-off, Federley couldn't take it to the net. Wilson off the boards out of the zone. Favaro takes a look over his shoulder as he turns the corner behind the cage. All the way up, cut off by Norwinski. Brockway off the back wall. Favaro up towards Lockney off his stick, and that is an icing against Port Huron.
Hey fans, be sure to stop on over to the Booster Club table to purchase raffle tickets for your chance to win.
So the draw will come all the way back in Reed Cooper's end. Lucas Lockney, who seems a little bit snake bitten early on this season, couldn't bring in that pass. Wilson lined up right behind Sneath for this face-off. Sneath got it back to him, and Wilson just missed on the short side. That didn't miss by much. Norwinski gloves it down, back on goal, and Cooper swallows it up. And a little extra pushing and shoving between Wolf and Federley. Brockway gets in to have a chat with Jacob Wolf. Brockway continuing to look at Wolf with a linesman right on him. Everybody gets settled down, and Wolf lines up on the opposite side of Brockway. Off this face-off, Wilson trying to spin off of number 13 in red. Comes back that direction. Brockway pins Wilson to the boards. Head to the line. Norwinski's shot gloved and held by Cooper, and now Wolf tied up with Matt Graham and some more extracurriculars. And Wilson and Federley going at it. Away from that scrum, Brockway wants to get involved here as well. Whistles continue to blow, but players do not yield. They'll send some guys to the box. Wolf and Graham in there already. Let's take another look. Our Elite Electric replay. Graham was giving Wolf a bit of a face wash there. And then you saw Wilson and Federley right there behind the linesman start to get into it. Those two are both in the box as well, Federley and Wilson. Should all even up. Nothing up on the board right now, as Federley having a chat with Wilson between the boxes. There's Jamie Bucell back on the Prowler bench, seems to be all right. Well, on ice manpower unaffected by all that, as Cooper makes a blocker save on the dump in from center ice, up out of play. 1-0 Scarecrows, the only goal belonging to Avery Smith. Gordon Whalen and Scott Koash picking up the assists. Off this face off, Koch to the line, Whalen got it down deep. Avery Smith trying to spin off checks. That's taken away by Blake Anderson. He gets the red line, soft toss in. Johnson first one there on the forecheck. Johnson knocked down by Papa Petros. Koch for Koash, had to regain that puck. Gets into the offensive zone, long range try, and Cooper at the top of his crease made the save. Prowlers won after Koch, who gave Cooper a bit of a snow shower. Now Brett Lockhart doubled over. May have gotten a stick up high in that fray. Take another look, Koch driving the net. Little snow shower there for Reed Cooper. Oh, and then Scott Koash got Brett Lockhart in the side of the head there. As Koash came in to cut off Luke James from Koch. He got Brett Lockhart right in the side of the head with his stick. Nothing called, and we say 5 aside as Favaro rims it all the way around towards Millette. Got through him, and we'll bring the face-off right back where it came from. The barking continuing between these two teams. Yeah, a little rough and tumble last night. Plenty of stuff going on. This time the face-off will be to Cooper's right. We did get the fight right off the hop from Schlepp and Schmidt. Up this face-off, Blaisdell to the net, and a save by Cooper through the traffic. And O'Reilly tied up with Favaro. They have to be separated. Shots 8-3 in favor of Topeka. We'll see if the Prowlers can start being focused on getting some offense here. Right now, it feels like the Prowlers, all they have been able to do is just clear their crease. That's all they've been able to focus on. Scarecrows have had some great jump to this game. Connor Lind lets it go, and that missed wide. Cooper never saw it. There's a sea of bodies right in front. Checo feed it towards the net, and it bounces to Cooper. And he scoops it up and hangs on. And now Bucell locked up with O'Reilly. And it seems like we can't have a single whistle without some of that. Bucell looks like he wants to go. O'Reilly is being escorted to the bench. Bucell will now step off onto his bench. And Connor Lind having conversations with somebody on the Prowler bench. We are not yet 10 minutes into this one. The barking continues on and on between these two sides. Off the draw, quick shot by Gagnon. Deflected wide. Johnson tried to steal it away from Smith, couldn't do it. Smith's pass deflected, and Bazal able to just get it out of the zone. Koash puts it right back in. DeCumbus. Quick turn, right up ice. DeCumbus had it knocked off his stick, though. Sticks go flying. Bazal skates back in, and he was surrounded. Smith will toss it out of the zone. Fired right in on Brizgalov. He leaves it for Nerwinski. Right across, Koash couldn't bring it in. Heikkila turns it in on Brizgalov. He had to make the save, and the rebound was there. Prowlers trying to cause some trouble. Millette first on the loose puck. Bounces it down to Luke James. Trying to cycle back for Millette, who chases after in the far corner. Sent towards the net. One glove down by Gagnon. And then Murphy. Prowlers look to work out. Heikkila over to Millette, and he just dumps in deep. 9 minutes left to go in period one. Tied up in the near side corner. Lockney pulls it off the wall, all the way around the net, trying to feed it up high. That went ramped off a stick. Lockhart puts it right back around. There's still a loose stick deep in Scarecrows territory, and a penalty coming up now against the Scarecrows, and we will have that for you when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go
Go
Prowlers!
Prowlers!
Brady beaten down here ringside, and it's been a very chippy game so far. Topeka leads 1-0 on the 5-on-3 power play. Despite taking some early penalties, the Prowlers bench not frustrated. Coaches not frustrated. If they are not showing it, they actually like the level of aggressiveness the Prowlers play with. We talk about it all the time. Play on that line. Sometimes you cross over. Prowlers gave up a 5-on-3, but they love the energy so far, hoping it translates into a goal. Will, back up to you.
Come on. Thank you, Brady. Prowlers on the power play here. Bucell gets it to Bazal on the half wall. Bazal up top. Favaro for Lockhart. Back to Favaro. Let it go, the one-timer. That was blocked down. Bazal keeps it in the zone, though. Favaro. Wrister, kick save by Brizgalov. Lockhart works down the boards. Hand off to Bucell. Bucell back and forth, watched by 2 Scarecrows. He gave it away to Sneath. DJ Sneath clears it all the way down. Lockhart behind his own net. Hand it off for Austin Federley, fresh off the bench as the Prowlers switch units. Federley drops it up for Millette. Now Lockney. Left wing side, gets into the zone, throws on the brakes. Trying a handoff for Johnson. He was tied up. Lockney ends up with the puck. And he gets it to Millette. Down low, Graham. Back to Millette. Federley was sneaking down on the far side. Floated over in that direction. Now Lockney lets it go off the crossbar. And it's backhanded out of the zone. A shorthanded break for Hugo Koch. Saved by Cooper. And he's able to scoop up the rebound as well, I believe, as Millette came flying back and the net got knocked off. But a great opportunity there for the Topeka Scarecrows shorthanded. Reed Cooper had to come up big there for the Port Huron Prowlers, keep it a 1-0 game. That was a scary opportunity. Alex Johnson skates out with it. It's the offensive zone, off for Lockney. Now Graham, back to Lockney. Reverse up to the line, Johnson over to Federley. Whip down, Lockney over top of the cage. 6 seconds left on this Prowlers power play. Federley sent it through, and it sticks to Brizgalov with 1 second up on the clock, and now Graham and Papa Petros getting into it. And Papa Petros shown a seat by the Prowlers head coach. Graham having discussions with the Scarecrows bench as he heads back to his own bench. We take another look. Federley sent it through. Graham was right there, and Papa Petros got into it, exchanging some shoves. And Graham able to wrestle Papa Petros down to the ground. Penalty is over now. It's back to 5-on-5. Brockway through traffic. Save for Brizgalov. He couldn't gather back in the rebound. Or to Cumbus. And the stick lifted by Lind. Brockway again on net. And another rebound left by Brizgalov. This time, Scarecrows get it out of the zone. Good step by Parsons. Keep them from moving up on a rush. The Cumbus flying in. Tries to get it back after passing it off to Luke James. Suicide scrum below the goal line. They dig away. Anderson and Wilson on the puck right now, and Wilson slid it around for Lind. They're looking for a pass, handed it right to Anderson. Parsons tried to pitchfork it in the offensive zone. Lind after it. Blaisdell be the one to scoop it up. Gazal couldn't bring the puck in. Here comes Koch with help. Koch couldn't step around Lockhart cleanly. Matt Graham finds the loose puck. And a lead pass on for Millette. They'll reverse back. Had to kick it up for Favaro. And Brizgalov able to clutch that one between his arm and his body. And how about a little bit more pushing and shoving? Face-off will be to Brizgalov's left. The Prowlers starting to get some opportunities here. And a good rush there from Nick Favaro. Keep an eye certainly on the Scarecrows goaltender Brizgalov giving up those rebounds. We saw it a few times on that last shift. O'Reilly has a centering pass. Didn't get all the way through to Murphy. Bucell for Heikkila. Steps in. Heikkala's shot. And Brizgalov makes the save, and Bucell right there in the crease. And now he is to battle with Murphy. Murphy takes his gloves off. Bucell does not. Murphy firing away right hands before they come in and separate. Brockway and Checo getting into it. Checo lost his glove. He didn't drop it. Brockway stepping on a loose stick on the ice. Looks like Murphy heading to the box. We'll see if anybody will join him. Bucell heading in the direction of his bench. Let's take another look. Heikkila got the shot off. Bucell stopped right on Brizgalov and took a bump, ended up falling nearly on top of Brizgalov. Murphy wanted after him, and Murphy just dropped the gloves. Bucell seemed to have no mind for that. We'll see what the penalties are here. Two minutes seems to be the indication from Austin Federley to his bench. And indeed, 2 minutes up on the board for Thomas Murphy. So the Prowlers will head to the man advantage. Second power play for them tonight. Matt Graham has his unit out there as they try and tie this hockey game. Graham will draw against Sneath. And now they decide that the centerman did not do things fairly. They will try again. Tied up, and Lockney pulls it out, gets it to the point. Prowlers set up. Federley walks the blue line. Got it down to Millette. All the way across Lockney. Looking towards the net. Down to Johnson, tried to stuff it. Brizgalov gets on top. And now Johnson knocked down in the blue paint. And some more extracurriculars. We will take a timeout here. 4:48 left to go in period one more of a Prowlers power play. When we come back, things continuing to be rough here in Port Huron.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys, here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, Please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fats, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, we have our washed-up player of the game, Justin Schmidt, the player assistant coach for these Topeka Scarecrows, 40 years of age, and he just bought AJ Schlepp earlier tonight. He is our Chippewa Laundromat washed-up player of the game. Chippewa Laundromat, Port Huron's only multi-generational laundromat. Prowlers power play continuing for another minute and 43 seconds. Up this face-off comes towards Brizgalov, and he pushed it over to Elijah Wilson. Sends it all the way down. Austin Federley makes the move. For Millette, right on for Lockney. Right down the middle, had it knocked off his stick. Recollect back to the line to Federley. Sneath almost got in the middle of that. And now it's Federley again. Lockney works down the boards. Down low, Johnson. Lockney, Federley, one-timers, swallowed up by Brizgalov. Oh, got a whistle and a face-off. Deep in Scarecrows territory. There's still 1:07 left on this Prowlers man advantage. Off the draw. Bazal to the line. Lockhart. Down low. Hakula. Back to Lockhart. R2 Hakula again in the corner. Got to go behind the net to Bucell. Keeps it moving for Bazal. Bavaro off a stick and rides up out of play. 45 seconds still left on this Prowlers man advantage. And we'll see if this unit can get something going. Prowlers got 3 shots on net from the first unit on this man advantage as Bavaro slides it off for Bazal. Bucell looking backside. Lockhart stopped by Brizgalov. He looked behind him, but he had it. A great save by Daniil Brizgalov. Keeps the Prowlers off the board. We'll continue on with this Prowlers man advantage. Tied up, pushed back to the line. Lockhart to Favaro. Let it go, and a save swallowed up by Brizgalov. Have a face-off to Brizgalov's right. Topeka able to clear it all the way down, and Reed Cooper hands it off to Favaro. Hakula at center. Comes up to Lockhart, hands it off. Bucell. Swept around behind the net. Penalty has expired. And here is Murphy out of the box, looking towards Wilson. Murphy. And bounce it around behind the net. Up come the Scarecrows. Outside try, scooped up by Reed Cooper, and he'll hang on for a whistle and a face-off. And some more action. Smith and Parsons having a chat. We'll get the face-off deep in Prowler territory to Reed Cooper's right. Prowlers have had the last 10 shots on net. Outshooting Scarecrows now 18-10, but Daniil Brizgalov has been strong down the Topeka crease. That one flips high up, out of play. Alex Johnson was motioning for the deflection. It shows deflected going out, and I believe the referees will agree. No, they might disagree here. Prowlers are saying it was deflected up out of play. Referee seemed to want to send somebody to the penalty box. He doesn't seem too certain about it. Everybody's standing around. As Prowlers finish a change here. Well, the referees did make a motion towards the box. It did seem to motion like it was delay of game, and now they send Lucas Lockney over there. So Lockney to the penalty box. And we continue play here. It's a Topeka power play. A delay of game penalty. I don't even know if Lockney was on the ice, to be honest with you. But he's who's in the box. Here's Bucell working short-handed. And he'll feed it back to Johnson. Waste some time. Favaro. Long lead pass just out of the reach of Luke James. And James gets to the puck before Papa Petros, pardon me. James just spinning in the corner, wasting time. Before Wilson finally takes over. Prowlers are killed off the first 35 seconds of this Topeka man advantage. Whistles blow here, I believe for offside at the Port Huron line. See where they'll put this face off. Be right in front of the Prowler bench. Koash and Graham on the draw. Koash run it back. Gagnon all the way across to Whalen. One off the backboards. Brockway tied up with Wolf. Graham, pardon me, trying to pull it out. Whalen at the top. D to D. Gagnon sends it through, and a block by Graham. That one floated over top of the net. Matt Graham, the first one on it. Had to bat it out. Wolf got it over to the boards and bounces it to Gagnon. Sent it through, deflected by Smith. Just wide of the net. Not sure if Cooper got a piece of it or not. Scarecrow is looking dangerous on the power play. Koash with a shot, knocked down by Cooper. Rebound sits right in front. Cooper keeps it at the top of the blue paint. It's underneath bodies. Arm is up in the air for a penalty coming up against the Prowlers. As Smith sends a shot on, that's blocked. Lockhart takes control. And we will get the call with under a minute to go here in period number 1. And Matt Graham is heading to the penalty box. Although they're sending Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith out to go check on Reed Cooper. Matt Graham visibly unhappy with that call.
Step by the Prowlers merch store to get one order today. Now available until November 3rd.
So 5-on-3 here for the Scarecrows for the second time, as Cooper getting checked out by Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith, who seemed to say something along the lines of, he's fine, and she walks back to the bench. Well, Matt Graham in the box for cross-checking, and a 5-on-3 for 26 seconds. Austin Federley and TJ Sneak will take the face off. Tied up, Papa Petros, D to Lind. Try to slide it down low. Sneak to the top to Lind. Walks the line. Wilson turning, firing, he scores! A 5-on-3 power play goal for Elijah Wilson, and the Scarecrows take a 2-0 lead. Take another look, Wilson was able to fire that one through the screen. Avery Smith was lined up right in front of Cooper. The Scarecrows with a 2-0 lead right now. We get back to play. Prowlers looking for one late rush. Federley taken down and a penalty. So that will negate the rest of this Scarecrows power play. It's still at 1 minute and 30 seconds left on it. Connor Lind heads to the box. Penalties abound throughout this game. Still in the first period, we'll get some 4-on-4 time, at least to the end of the frame, unless there's another penalty. Prowlers set up here, again 4-on-4, pass down low to Johnson. He almost had a backdoor tap in, but pass is too hot to handle. They take away in the corner, pops free. Anderson hustling after it, beats Papa Petros there. Anderson forced back outside of the zone. Papa Petros knocked it off his stick. There's Papa Petros with a sharp angle try. That missed everything. Willette slips it up in Anderson's direction, but that will do it for period number 1 here from McMorran Place. Prowlers and the Scarecrows. And Topeka with a 2-0 lead through 1 shots on goal, favoring the Prowlers 18-12, but it is a 2-0 lead for the Scarecrows. Strength of a couple of power play goals. Coming up in the first intermission report here on the PHP Network, we'll have Julianne Ankley, award-winning artist, country artist, live here at McMorran Place. And we will also have our FPHL storylines, out-of-town scores, and much more. But first, we take it down to ice level with Brady Beaton.
Here with Austin Federley, captain, took some penalties in that first period. You guys always toe a line. Is that something you want to keep doing, or you got to reel it back just a hair?
Yeah, I mean, we got to play the way we've been playing. We've been bullying teams the whole year. There is a line. There's a new standard in the league, and we're not used to the calls yet. But, yeah, I mean, we just keep playing hard, keep doing what we do, and make us successful so far.
Both the goals you've given up have been 5-on-3. I'm assuming they're going to be a point of emphasis to, stay even strength because you've had some nice opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, we dominate 5-on-5. Obviously, it's hard to stop a 5-on-3. They got 2 extra guys. But, yeah, it's just something we got to keep in the back of our mind and not take extra penalties when we already have one.
Austin, appreciate it. Good luck in the second period.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was Brady Beaton with Prowlers captain Austin Federley. Talking about penalties, certainly something the Prowlers would like to clean up moving forward. When we come back, we will hear live music from Julianne Ankley, Port Huron's own award-winning country artist, and we will do it shortly here on the PHP Network. Have you seen the new Prowlers team store? It's located on the southwest side of McMorran Arena down the concourse level. Come in, touch, feel, do it, and try on any merch that you might like to purchase And it's a brand new team store experience, so be sure to check that out next time you're here at McMorran Place, the new Prowlers team store. We will be back here on the PHP Network with live music from Julianne Ankley next.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, hon, we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, it is back here at McMorran Place, 2-0 for the Topeka Scarecrows as they lead the Port Huron Prowlers. And hopefully, momentarily, we will get to our live music portion of the show. But for right now, we'll just chat about that first 20 minutes between the Prowlers and the Scarecrows. And again, Austin Fairley talked about it. They were good 5-on-5. They really won the 5-on-5 battle, but as soon as you start getting in that penalty trouble, the Scarecrows can really hurt you. And Elijah Wilson got himself on the scoreboard after a slow start to this weekend, a slow night last weekend as he was really shut down by the Prowlers defense. And of course, Avery Smith, a guy who's well known as a rival with the Motor City Rockers last year, or at least half the season. And he shows up as well as he got the first goal of the game here tonight. And hopefully, momentarily, we can take you down to the arena level and hear from award-winning country artist Julianne Ankley. And we will do that for you now.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, there's only one of me standing here. I didn't bring a lead guitar player with me. So I'm going to ask you to sing this part with me. It's like air guitar when you sing. radio. So before I answer to you, get up and do that too, and it'll make me smile. Probably make me smile too. I want to dance. It's good pink sunrise, old red sunset. Sitting on a blue outdoor, let your hand in. Say the summer's kiss. Tell me what you wish. Is it holding on to a dream or after your fancy? Find what makes you dance. Find what makes you dance. What makes you groove. Find what makes you dance. What makes you put on your favorite shoes. Walk way down to the find what makes you dance. Is it a girl's night out or a girl's night in? What's it gonna take to make you stay up late and the fun begin? Find what makes you dance. Find what makes you dance. What makes you groove. Find what makes you dance. What makes you put on your favorite shoes. Walk way down to find what makes you dance. Just close your eyes, grab a glass of wine, turn the music up, it'll all be fine if you find what makes you dance. Find what makes you dance, what makes you groove. Find what makes you dance, what makes you put on your favorite shoes. Walk way down to find what makes you dance, what makes you dance, what makes you dance. Find what makes you dance, what makes you dance, what makes you dance, what makes you dance. Thank you.
That was Julianne Ankley, award-winning country artist and Port Huron's own, here performing live for Country Music Night at McMorran Place. Prowlers trail the Topeka Scarecrows by a score of 2-0. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, the Prowlers trailing the Topeka Scarecrows by a score of 2-0 through 20 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman back with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Before we get back to the action, take a look around the FPHL, and we start with our FPHL storylines. And, well, stop me if you've heard this one before. A Wolves forward has been suspended for a lewd gesture. One game after Quinn Shevers picked up a four-game suspension here at McMorran Place last Saturday night. Chase Tabari last night got a 2-game suspension for a gesture that he made during that game against the Binghamton Black Bears. Speaking of suspensions, we had another one here at McMorran Place. This one to Sammy Bernard, who tossed a puck into the crowd at the end of the game, which by new FPHL rules is an immediate suspendable offense, because of incidents that happen with fans getting hit with pucks that get tossed into crowds near the end of last season in the FPHL. Unfortunate for the Scarecrows, but they have a capable backup in Daniil Brizgalov, who has made 18 saves so far tonight, so they're doing just fine. Sammy Bernard gets himself the night off here tonight. Well, the Indiana Sentinels made some moves, lots of moves. Today, 10 players announced on their transactions list, 6 getting released. Parker Rutherford, Damian Bridgette, Elias Najim, Cameron Coate, Bryn Sommerfeld, and Jonas Lias. They're all out. Vladislav Pavlov, Marian Pazika, Max Merrick Tortorella, and Anton Borodkin are in. So the new look Sentinels, they're taking on the new look Danbury Hat-Tricks, who also made a number of transactions throughout this week, as the fans here at McMorran Place enjoying themselves. Take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard here. And we start with the Wolves and the Binghamton Black Bears. That one knotted up at 2 apiece as they switched over to Visions Veterans Memorial Arena. That one in the second period. Yefim Mishkin and Dylan Gutierrez for the Wolves. Sandwich goal, couple of goals by Gavin Yates. So it's 2-2 there in Binghamton. Twin City Thunderbirds and the Athens Rock Lobsters. Lobsters up 2-1 right now as they are early on in period 2. Michael Greco and Gleb Van Durkin scored in the first period for the Lobsters. Gus Ford got the goal for Twin City. PD with the only goal so far in Wytheville. It's 1-0. Eli Rivers, the only goal there, as the Ice Cats and the Bobcats battle for the very first time. That one late in period 1. They are through 20 minutes in Indiana, and the Danbury Hat-Tricks have a 2-0 lead on the Indiana Sentinels. Johnny Ruiz and Jake Raleigh, the goals. Former Prowler Drew Welsh with an assist in that one for the Hat-Tricks, as Ruiz's goal came just 15 seconds after the opening puck drop. Finally, we have the Zydeco and the Monroe Moccasins still scoreless as they have just dropped the puck in Monroe. Of course, here it is 2-0 for the Topeka Scarecrows. Let's take a look at the stats from this game so far between the Prowlers and the Scarecrows. Our full game stats here, 2-0 Topeka. They're 2 for 4 on the man advantage. But the Prowlers did outshoot them 18-12. It's just a matter of finding a way to get one past Danil Brizgalov. And we'll see if the Prowlers can do that here in this second period. To get a good look at the Prowlers bench, we'll see how they throw out here, as I believe it will be some 4-on-4 action to start this second period. Still 1:30 left on the penalty to Connor Lynn. 2 left on the penalty to Matt Graham. So we'll see which foursomes get sent out for their respective sides. Looks like the Scarecrow starting with Sneath, Wilson, Nerwinski, and Gagnon. Prowlers going with Hikula, Millette Johnson, and Favaro. That's who's out there for Chris Paulin's club. So Paulin there get a good whiff of the smelling salts from Brian Parsons. Get himself locked in. Let's get some of those smelling salts up here in the broadcast booth. Might have to ask Prowler's trainer Bridget Smith if she can toss one up to me. Face-off will be between Millette and Sneath. As far as I know, they're still working on getting the penalty times up on the big board here at McMorran Place. It is country music night here in Port Huron. In case you missed our intermission, we had award-winning artist, Port Huron's own Julianne Ankley. Thank you to her for coming out here to McMorran Place to perform. So still 4-on-4 for 52 seconds. As Favaro bounces it to Hakula. Rink wide feed looking for Favaro off his backhand. Millette trying to turn on Nerwinski. Hakula scoops up the puck. Spinning, has Millette in front, got it to him, and a glove save by Brizgalov, a miraculous stop. Reggie Millette all alone in front as Nerwinski lost his stick, and Brizgalov flashes the leather and he's able to gather it back in, and Reggie Millette couldn't believe it. We continue with 4-on-4. Papa Petros wires it around. But he did from his own side of center, so that's a nice thing. Face-off coming all the way down to Brizgalov's end. It'll be about a 30-second Prowler power play once the penalties all expire. As Papa Petros skates out with it. Papa Petros taken down. He's looking for a penalty. None coming as he and Lockhart get back to their skates. James, Giroux penalty. Takes the shot, save. Brizgalov, and the rebound swept away by Whalen. And another penalty coming up. So Prowlers will have a 4-on-3 man advantage. You see the stick getting up in Luke James's face from Papa Petros. The Prowlers will get the power play here. And it will be a 5-on-3 in about 6 seconds. And then it'll go to a 5-on-4. So a big opportunity for Port Huron here. See if they can get themselves back in the game. Millette will draw with Sneath. It's Millette, Johnson, Lockney, and Federley, with Graham will be coming out of the box in about a couple seconds here. And now that full power play unit is out there. They have 27 seconds of 5-on-3 time to work with, something that was a bit of a struggle for them early on in this season. They haven't really been able to get much going in 5-on-3 opportunities. Here's Graham in the corner. Throw it back to Lockney. Up high, Millette. Walks down Main Street, off to the outside to Federley. Back to Millette. Now to Johnson. One-timer fought off by Brizgalov. Lockney out to Johnson. One penalty's done. Millette had pressure coming from the box. That was Lind. Johnson steps to the middle, rips it, and that hit his own man, Graham. Minute 10 left to go on the 5-on-4. Millette across to Federley. Down low, Graham centered for Johnson. He swung and missed. Johnson's down the ice in front of the net. Meanwhile, Lockney has the puck. Johnson back to his skates. Federley up to Millette. Across Lockney. Takes a look. Up high, Millette. Fans looking for a shot. They won't get one as Sneath is able to clear down. Prowlers not getting much of anything on this power play. Cooper just had to play it away from Hugo Koch. Hakula came back to rescue the puck. This Prowlers power play looking discombobulated right now. Bazal throws on the brakes. Down low, Bucell tried to feather it through, and it Coash. Gagnon lofted it high. Glove down by Bazal. Lockhart can't touch it. He does, but it's a hand pass. So with 8 seconds left to go on this Prowlers power play, looks to be about done as the faceoff comes outside of the Scarecrows zone. Gagnon with one last clear. And the Topeka PK stays perfect as Reed Cooper covers up for a whistle and a faceoff. There we go. We got the fans getting involved. Lots of great signs always down there from Angie, one of our biggest fans. May have seen last week her PHP network sign. There's James trying to bounce it out. Anderson hustling after it. He'll beat Norwitzki. Oh, wow. Oh, no, there's a fight. I was wondering why they blew it dead. There's a fight between Brockway and O'Reilly behind the play. They spin down to the ice. Blake Anderson was wondering why there was a whistle because he beat out that icing and Brizgalov came out. But it was because of the fight all the way back the other way behind the play. And Brockway getting some energy in the building. And you see Brockway and O'Reilly battling here. And then eventually they just decide that they're going to go. Brockway's bucket came off. And they just started throwing punches. They both looked like they connected on their one and only punch before going down to the ice. Fans trying to get rowdy here. They'll stay 5-on-5, and the faceoff comes all the way down to Topeka's end. Bucell won it to the wall. Sneath takes over, bounced around for Blaisdell. His pass out right on the stick of Favaro. Favaro looking for Bucell. He would have had a lane to the net, but the pass just handcuffed him. Millette works his way up the boards, now back down, trying to spin away from Lind. Millette cut to the middle, and Lind got that long reach in there to knock it away. Johnson into the offensive zone. Throws on the brakes. Fed it out top, looking for Favaro. That one off his stick. And all the way down it comes as the Scarecrows get a change. They feed a quick up to Bucell, but it hopped over his stick and an icing called against Port Huron. They tried to catch the Scarecrows in a change, but instead, face-off come all the way down. It'll be the Prowlers who cannot change. Off this draw, Papa Petro sent it through, blocked. Millette looking to work his way out. Try to feed it off. Comes back in, but offside were the Prowlers. Jamie Bucell with an argument here. Not sure what he might be arguing. Maybe saying that the Scarecrows brought back into their own end. Not sure. I don't believe that was the case, but either way, frustrated Jamie Bucell sat back down on the Prowler bench. Off this draw, Lockney with a shot that's stopped by Brizgalov. Smith able to bat it out. Parsons grabs it there. Off to Lockhart. Lead pass tipped in by Graham. Papa Petros chased by Lockney. Graham with the steal. Graham, Lockney, save Brizgalov as he came sliding out to cut down the angle. Now Graham down low, takes a look, try to feed it up top. Lockney had that shot rip off a stick and out of play. Boy, Lucas Lockney, when he gets that first one of the season, I'm sure a huge weight will be lifted off his shoulders. Tried to get it there, but a great job by Brizgalov to come out and cut down the angle. Prowlers still searching for their first goal tonight. See the Prowler spirit in theme for Country Music Night. Norwitzki to Wolf. Bazal takes it from him, and now back to Favaro. He skates up the right wing side. Bazal couldn't bring in the pass. Anderson Trying to cut to the net. All the way around the cage. Blake Anderson out to Johnson. And he missed it high and wide. Cooper will just cover it up. He had Corey Checo bearing down on him. Still 2-0 Scarecrows. Prowlers pushing, but can't get past Brizgalov. We will take a timeout here on the PHP Network. Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers trailing the Topeka Scarecrows 2-0. Looking for a game day meal? Check out Zip Sauce Burger, located in the Industrial Park Marathon. Zip Sauce, the official burger of the Port Huron Prowlers. Got a face-off all the way down in Prowler territory after the cover by Reed Cooper. Port Huron, despite a 24-13 shots advantage, trailing right now 2-0. Both goals for the Scarecrows coming via the power play. Both back in that first period. Prowlers up on shots in this frame 5-1. As Nowinski cut that one off at center ice. Cross the corner dump collected by Favaro. Off the boards all the way up towards Millette. Try to bat it across to Hakula, but instead it's tossed back in by Elijah Wilson. Battle ensuing below the Prowler goal line. As it pops out in Favaro's skates, he tried to kick it along. Hakula couldn't chip it by. Favaro backing him up. Sent a pass behind Millette. And he sent it right in on Brizgalov, who covers up for a whistle and a face-off. Just past 6 minutes gone in period number 2. Prowlers searching for their first goal, trailing 2-0. Graham gets set to draw with Scott Kowash. Blaisdell off the boards behind the net towards Lind. He couldn't get it out. Federley, indirect pass to Lockney. Try from the outside, hit the stick of Blaisdell. Now Lockney behind the net. Graham trying to take it from Blaisdell and ends up underneath Brizgalov's glove. Graham back to his skates, and we'll get a whistle and another face-off. We take another look here. Graham tried to pop it out, and Lockney not able to get to it. Brizgalov clamps the big glove on top, and he's had a great night tonight. 24 for 24 right now. Lynn bounce off the backboards. Comes to Checo. Ran into by Blake Anderson. Anderson tried to reverse feed out in front. DeCumbus was there, but so were 3 Scarecrows. Anderson looking, tried to center. He gave it right to Kowash, who turns it the other direction. Kowash knocked down by Anderson. James fires it in deep. Prowler starting a change as Lind sweeps it up this near side wall. Johnson looks to head north. On for Millette. Scarecrows back in numbers. Millette cuts across the blue line. Send it through. That was blocked by Checo. Smith looks to turn up. Gave it away to Blaisdell. Back to Smith. Taken by Hakela. Hakela tripped up. Fans want a penalty. They will not get. As it's bumped back into the Prowlers zone. And the fans voicing their displeasure as the Prowlers ice the puck here with 12:23 left in period number 2. They take another look here. Hakela grabbed the puck and, I mean, it looked like a trip to me. I don't wear stripes, of course, and I'm all the way up here, so I don't have much input on it, but it certainly looked like a trip to me. But we will continue as Papa Petros treats back to his own end and feeds it up to Sneath. That one ramped off a stick and up out of play. A little choppiness here, whistle after whistle. And really, the Prowlers have not been able to get much of a flow going in this second period. They've had their opportunities. They've had their brief stints in the offensive zone, but still trying to find that first goal. Danil Brizgalov, who came into this game 0-1, as he made 34 saves in his only other start, a loss to the Biloxi Breakers 6-3, the final of that game. He's looked phenomenal here tonight. Graham pulls it out of the pile, turns towards the net, and he sent it wide. Traffic was in front of Brizgalov. Prowlers have to regroup. Lockhart all the way up. It's tipped in by Federley. Brizgalov out to play it. Sent it right up the boards. Chopped out of the zone. Lockhart off the wall and in. Federley gets to it. Brizgalov just getting back to his crease as Federley tried to corral that puck. They dig away. 3 Prowlers, 2v2, and then Lockney had it pop out to him. Papa Petros took it from Lucas Lockney. And it's fed off. Pass to Volf was out of his reach. Parsons along the dasher, got past Lockney. And that will be an icing. 11:04 left to go in period number 2. Scarecrows still with that 2-0 lead on the strength of the 2 first period power play goals. The first year team, the Topeka Scarecrows. Brockway and O'Reilly have been released from their respective penalty boxes. As Prowlers get through playing about 5 minutes and change with just 4 defensemen. They are only playing 5 defensemen in tonight's game. Orwinski fires it off the corner glass. Parsons spins away from pressure. Off for Decumbus, back to Brian Parsons, trying to flip it in. They dig away in the near side corner. Decumbus comes out with it. One-timer Anderson, that was blocked. Decumbus, a shot! And Brizgalov able to readjust and make the save, hanging on for a whistle and a face-off. And another good opportunity there generated by that line for the Prowlers. Decumbus, Anderson, and Luke James is out there for that shift. Off this draw, Hakela couldn't force it towards the net. Lind around to the far side to Wilson. At the red line, tosses it in. Wilson trying to head after it. Favaro wins the race, beating everyone to it. Millette to Bucell. Blaisdell turned it the other way, put it right on Alex Johnson's tape. Johnson on the counter, back in to Millette. Spins back. Millette gets to the top, hands it off. Bucell let it go, and Wilson got down to block it. Wilson hobbling back to the Topeka bench. Meanwhile, back in comes Johnson. Tried to slip it through for Millette, blocked by Lind. And he sends O'Reilly on his way. Has help coming from the bench. O'Reilly, the shot save, rebound, another stop by Cooper, robbing Thomas Murphy. Now Federley, 1-on-2. Had to play it across, but Papa Petros took it away. Papa Petros spins. Pass to O'Reilly, stopped. Rebound went right through the crease. Now O'Reilly couldn't get the back pass in front. Hakula after it. He's able to chop it out of the zone. Papa Petros for Checo. Scarecrows looking to work up. Whalen harassed by Graham. Cross corner dump. Flag down by Koch. He gets back to it. Cycles to Checo. Graham takes Checo in. Checo on the backhand save. Cooper. And he scrambles back to get the glove on top. And Checo and Johnson got a little bit involved there at the end of that play. That's the midway point of this hockey game. It's still 2-0 for the Topeka Scarecrows. This is Port Huron Prowlers hockey.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Explore 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron in Michigan's Thumb Coast. Begin your adventure on a blanket of golden sand at one of our serene beaches. Connect with the historic atmosphere of our region's nautical influence and reconnect with friends under a blanket of stars. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
The Topeka Scarecrows by a score of 2-0 right now, despite heavily outshooting the Scarecrows up to this point. Face-off will be to Reed Cooper's right after he got the glove on top of the puck at the last TV timeout. Shot whistled wide right off the face-off. Smith. All right, bounce it up high to Papa Petros. Back down low. Smith and Parsons get there together. Koch, back pass in front. Lockney came down to rescue it. He couldn't flip it out, though. Kept in by Koash. Koch, centering feed. And that was blocked right back to the corner as it hit Smith in the shin pads. Smith spinning, lost the puck. And here comes Anderson for Lockney. Poked off his stick by Whalen. Tecumseh able to fire it in. Whalen up towards Koch. Bazal came in to throw a check on him. Bazal takes the puck. Up high Lockhart. D-to-D. Brockway fires. Scores! Chipped on the way by, and the Prowlers have cut the deficit in half. That may have been Matt Graham who got the touch on it in front. Take another look. The D-to-D pass from Lockhart to Brockway, who had all kinds of space to wind it up. And I think it was Matt Graham there at the side of the net. Blake Anderson was in the area as well, but he pointed right to Graham. And if that is indeed the case, Graham gets his second of the season. And we feel a lot better about this game on the Prowlers bench. Finally get one through Brizgala. We'll see if that can open the floodgates a little bit. Tipped in by Millette. Norwinski with a hard check from Bucell. Wilson off the boards out of the zone. And Brett Lockhart on it. Sneath takes over from a sharp angle. And now it's slid up. Nicola got it out. Scarecrows regroup. Oh, Matt Graham does get credit for the goal. As Ben Brockway and Brett Lockhart pick up the assists. Here's a quick shot from the slot off of Hikula's stick and snatched by Cooper. 7:03 left to go here in period number 2. Prowlers back within a goal. And it feels like a sigh of relief from the fans here at McMorran Place when that puck hit the back of the net. Bavaro, long lead pass, has Lockney waiting for help. Lockney shoots off the side of the cage. Murphy able to toss it out all the way down. No icing coming. So Favaro has to play it. Rips it around the wall. Federley working on Blaisdell. Try to feed it off to Lockney. Batted back by Lind. Federley surrounded. Gave it up. Blaisdell to Lind. Johnson gave it to Lockney. Now Federley works in. Back pass looking for Lockney. And Lind took it away. With a stickless O'Reilly defending right now for the Scarecrows. And Brizgalov scoops it up to alleviate the pressure. Check out that cup. A Noble Mutt Stein given away during last night's game. I think they had some left over to give away here tonight. Noble Mutt, the official beer of the Port Huron Prowlers. They have 3 varieties that I know of here in the building at a few of the different bars, including the ringside bar. That includes their brand new Prowlers Pills, crafted specifically for the Prowlers this season. So next time you're at McMorran Place, make sure you get some of that Prowlers Pills. Here's DeCumbus, trying to center for James, trying to whack back at it. Brizgalov trying to cover, puck still loose. It kicks out. Brockway sends it on. That hit a body. Loose in front of Brizgalov and cleared to the wall by Papa Petros. Now Koch starting a rush. He has numbers right on goal. Save Cooper. They try and bank it. And Cooper able to hug the post and hold on to it for a whistle and a face-off. Prowlers causing all kinds of chaos down in the Topeka end. Daniil Brizgalov and the Scarecrows defense able to alleviate the pressure. Up this face-off, sneak the shot. That one's swallowed up by Cooper. The face-off will come back out to in Cooper's end. Broken stick goes flying, belonging to Sneath. Here come the Prowlers. Toe drag by Hikula didn't work. Millette up high. Johnson, wrist shot blocked by Wolf. And Jacob Wolf sends it all the way down. That is an icing against the Scarecrows. And now Wolf down on a knee. Down on both knees now in the Scarecrows' end. He's going to get some help back to the bench. Not sure what hit him. Maybe it was the puck right before he cleared it, but Jacob Wolf is doubled over as he takes a seat. The Scarecrows are allowed to get that change. But that change only because, of course, the icing. Gagnon sent it around. Wilson slips it out of the zone. Hikula trying to turn right back up. Off for Millette. Cuts to the middle. His shot just whistles wide. Bucell, Favoro, whipped it wide on the blocker side. Prowlers turning up the heat as Johnson slides it back in. Hakela after Gagnon. Johnson canceled out with Wilson. Sneath fired it across in Kowash's direction. Favaro up towards Millette, able to pick it up. In comes Millette with Lockney, sent it across! And Brizgalov, another miraculous save against Lucas Lockney. We will take a timeout. Danil Brizgalov denies 77 in red once again, but it is a 2-1 game now here at McMorran Place.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, 2-1 Scarecrows here in the latter stages of period number 2. Do an update on Jacob Wolf on the Topeka bench from Brady Beaton down there. Said they were looking at Wolf's knee, just got a little bit of ice on it. So not expected to be something that takes him out of the rest of this game. We'll keep an eye on that. They finish shoveling the snow off the ice. We get set for a face-off down in Danil Brizgalov's end. See Reed Cooper there on your screen. 16 saves for him so far in this game. He stopped all 6 he's faced here in period 2. Connor Lind. And that pass go off a stick. Koash in, long range try, blockered out of play by Cooper. I'll try it again down in Cooper's area. Shots 29-19 right now in favor of the Prowlers. Off this draw, Ben Brockway fires hard off the boards, kept in by Smith. Tried to backhand it across. Prowlers came back to break up that play. Lockney in on goal, knocked down. Lockney back on it, and it's pushed just past the post. And here come the Scarecrows, 3-on-2, 4 if they hurry. Smith looking for Koash, and Lockhart read that one. But Koash trying to pull it back in the offensive zone. Comes to Matt Graham. He'll skate out with it. Graham tried to go to the outside to Lockney. He and Lynn tie up. Graham back on it. Centering feed looking for Anderson. And Koash breaks that up. Koash gets in between another pass from Graham to Anderson. And he ices the puck. Scott Koash robbing Blake Anderson of a couple of grade A opportunities on passes from Matt Graham. Prowlers will get a couple of changes off of that icing. Faceoff will be down on Brizgalov's right. Off this faceoff, Tecumseh won it back. Johnson stretched to keep it in the zone. Comes all the way around. Koch able to chop it out. And that's another icing against the Scarecrows. We'll have another face-off coming all the way down in Topeka territory. The Prowlers continue to try and push to tie this game. Could that man be involved? Here's R2 Hakala handing it off. Koash off the glass, batted around. Bucell trying to get to it, but Lind wins that race. Skates out of the zone. Favaro collects behind his own net. All the way up to Millette. With some space, Millette tried to slide it across for Hakala, who was driving towards the net, didn't get through Papa Petros. Whalen the other direction, watched by Johnson towards Papa Petros. That didn't work. And now the Prowlers move back up with the defenseman for Topeka caught deep. Here's Hakala, shot. He scored. No! They wave it off. Whistle down. They wave it off. Waved off immediately. And now we might have a review. R2 Hakala got a good shot off. Oh, I think that hit back bar. Oh, if we had the overhead cameras, we could tell. We'll see if they can see on the overhead cameras down there. We do not currently have access to the overhead cameras, but I think that hit back bar. They will review it again here. See TJ Sneath and Austin Federley representing their squads at the referee circle. I do think that hits the back bar. Honestly, we have our picture-in-picture of the review, and then chaos commenced with the Scarecrows trying to move the other way on a rush. They take a look on the iPad. Again, every look that I've seen, I think that hit the back bar. See it from the other side. Reverse angle. Oh, yeah. That looks like back bar to me. Might be looking at it through some Prowlers lenses, but we might be able to get that like a little in slow motion. Might be able to see better. Oh, the review seems to be over. And indeed, it is a goal. It did hit the back bar, and we're tied up. R2 Hakala will get the goal. Great play by Millette, getting it to Hakala. And Brizgalov got a piece, but not enough. And R2 Hakala with his team-high 4th goal of the season. 2-2 here at McMorran Place. Brett Lockhart off the boards. Wolf kept it alive. And now it's Parsons. Skating up to the outside to Lockney. In front, save, rebound, score! Graham with his second, and the Prowlers have the lead. Let's take another look. Lucas Lockney, the perfect pass off pad. Matt Graham on the back door, his second of the period. Prowlers with 3 straight, last 2 in short order. All of a sudden, it's a Port Huron lead. Two goals in about 26 seconds for the Prowlers. Here's Koash a try, and Cooper able to swallow that one up to keep Port Huron ahead. And that first goal for the Prowlers opened the floodgates, it looks like, as they get the 2 quick ones. And Matt Graham with his second of the period. Puck pops up in the air off this face-off. They're still announcing R2 Hakala's goal. Hakala Tries to get it up to Bucell with Millette. Millette across. Favaro rose it too tall. This one poked all the way down. Cooper out to play it away from Avery Smith. Favaro after it. Pokes it ahead. Millette able to get it through. Blaisdell trying to flag it down. Smith sends it all the way down ice. And Favaro back to retrieve. Sent in past Brizgalov as Parsons and Lockney get credit for the assist. Here's O'Reilly with a break. Spins back, takes the shot, and Cooper right with him. Will hang on for a whistle and a face-off. So officially, 25 seconds between the Heikkila and Graham goals. And just like that, the Prowlers, who came into this period 2-0 and a little bit frustrated maybe by not getting anything through, all of a sudden they have the lead. They were heavily out shooting the Scarecrows, couldn't get anything past Brizgalov, and now here they are with a 3-2 advantage as Brett Lockhart tosses it ahead. Whalen has to give it back the other way. Brizgalov out to play it behind his own net. Graham hunting for that puck. O'Reilly and Federley tie up. They dig away. It's moved down to the near side corner. Whalen over to Papapetros. Papapetros gets to the red line, wires it around. Lockhart let it go through. Checo scoops it up. Checo centering feed. It's all the way to the point. Whalen walks in. His shot gloved down by Cooper. Able to see that one through the traffic in front. 31.5 seconds left to go in period number 2. Prowlers out shooting the Scarecrows right now, 13-10 in this period, 31-22 for the game. Off this draw, Johnson along the kick plate, got through and out of the zone. Whalen, lead pass tipped in by Wilson. Brockway after it behind his net. And Ben Brockway may have just taken a delay of game penalty as he tried to toss it ahead. Luke James is signaling that he thought that was deflected, and the referees will confer. 14.6 seconds remain in this second period. As coming up here in the intermission report here on the PHP network, we will take a look at the highlights and analysis. We'll take another look. Not sure, can't really tell from that angle if Brockway sent it straight out there conferring. Take a look at some highlights and analysis from this game so far. Upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and much more. And it's all coming up on the second intermission report here on the PHP network. Conversations still going as take another look from the other angle. Ooh. Let's see that one again. That back angle was a good angle. Let's see that one again, our Elite Electric replay. That may have gone straight out. They're currently looking at it, I believe. Currently looking at a replay. You see the referees there taking a look at the iPad. They've had to go there a few times already, including for a goal for each team. Avery Smith's first period goal, and then R2 Heikkila's goal here in the second. Look at it again, and unless it went off of Sneath's stick, that looks like it may have gone straight out. The only place it would have deflected was Sneath's stick. I was looking to see if it maybe hit the glass on the way out, like where the high glass still is. But I think that if it did deflect, it hit TJ Sneath's stick. But they say it did not deflect. So Ben Brockway will have to sit in the penalty box, and the Scarecrows will go to their 5th power play of this hockey game. They'll call Brockway over, I believe. Referee made the signal for delay of game. There are 4 Prowlers on the ice. Ben Brockway is supposed to be going over to the penalty box. I'm confused. Oh, now Ben Brockway has figured it out. And now we're all set to go for this face-off. 14.6 seconds left to go in period 2. And it comes right in on Cooper, and he stops it. So that only took about a second off the clock. If the Scarecrows don't score here in short order, this will leak into period number 2. Or period number 3, I should say. Comes out to the wall. Federley gets it all the way down. See if the Scarecrows try and hurry up for one last rush. They have 5 seconds to do it. Papa Petros does not seem to be in that hurry as Cooper gloves it down. And that will do it for 40 minutes of play. Well, the Scarecrows up 2-0 after 20 minutes. Prowlers finally were able to get 1 through Brizgalov, and then they got 2 more. 2 from Matt Graham, 1 from Artu Hakula. And it is a 3-2 lead for the Prowlers through 40 minutes. Shots on goal in that middle frame, favoring the Prowlers 13-12. They're up 31-24 in that category for the game. And in just a moment, we will have Brady Beaton chatting with Matt Graham. We take a look at Graham's first goal of the night. Right there, the nice deflection. And now we take it down to ice level. Brady Beaton.
Here with Matt Graham. Matt, you found the back of the net twice. It felt like once you got the first one, the dam burst. What was the feeling on the bench once that first one went in?
Yeah, I mean, we were out shooting them, in the first period, and then, just kept it staying with it in the second. And knew it was only a matter of time before one would pop, and then once one popped, we knew we were going to get a couple more. So
you were out shooting them through really the first 30 minutes and heavily at that. Never seemed like frustrations set in on the bench. What does that say about the team's mentality and really the belief that one was eventually going to go in?
For sure, I think we're about sustainability and doing the same thing no matter what the outcome is, right? So we just stick with it. We just keep going, plugging away, and then we know eventually it's going to happen. Long-term success is deemed by just doing the same thing over and over. So.
And what do you got to do to get 6 points, finish out this one, hold on to the 1-goal win?
Energy and intensity. I think we got to set the tempo, set the pace this next period, and just keep taking it to them.
Matt, I appreciate it. Good luck in the third.
Thanks.
Will, back up to you.
That is Prowlers head coach Matt Graham. Couple of goals for him tonight. Again, he broke the dam and then got the last one as well as the floodwaters came through for the Prowlers offense near the end of that second period. Once again, coming up on the second intermission report, we'll have full highlights and analysis from this game so far. We'll also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up on the PHP Network. As they get set up for the Chuck-a-Puck here at McMorran Place. Well, the great things that you get to do if you're here at McMorran Place, but unfortunately are unable to do at home. I would not suggest chucking pucks at your TV screens because I've heard that can cause damage and that just doesn't seem smart. So if you want to chuck pucks places, be sure to come out to McMorran Place and chuck them on the ice, and you can win some prizes. And how you can do that is by securing your seats to the Prowlers' next home game, the Halloween Spooktacular, here on October the 31st against the Binghamton Black Bears. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:45 p.m. here at McMorran Place. There will be trick-or-treating in the concourse at McMorran Place from the time the doors open at 6:45 until warm-ups start at roughly 7:15. So be sure you get here early, trick-or-treat, get some candy and some other cool prizes, and be sure to come out and watch the Prowlers take on the Binghamton Black Bears. The Halloween Spectacular is sponsored by Royal Coin Laundromat. But Will be a lot of fun a week from yesterday on Halloween night. Prowlers, first time in franchise history, they are playing on Halloween. We will take a timeout, and when we come back, we will talk about this game so far, get you all the highlights and the stats. It's coming up next here on the PHP Network.
Head over to the Birchwood Mall for your shopping and entertainment needs. Hop on the carousel, shoot some hoops, or visit some of their great stores such as Gerlach's Woodworks, where they specialize in handcrafted wooden decorations. Add to your fan cave a Prowlers themed creation. Upgrade your bathroom at Luxury Bath Mobility Remodelers. They can fully customize your bath or shower to fit your needs, and they also do flooring. For the sports fan in your life, pick up a unique gift from Pro Edge Sports. Jam-packed with all kinds of memorabilia. There's something for everyone. And it's not a trip to the mall without Auntie Anne's pretzels. Grab a freshly made full-size cup of pretzel bites and wash it down with some frozen lemonade. At the Birchwood Mall, you can find this and more. Visit them on 24th Ave in Fort Gratiot.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas. B-Way.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is gonna melt. We gotta hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorrin.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Hello, I'm home. There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack wrap is back.
Back here at McMorrin Place, Prowlers lead the Topeka Scarecrows by a score of 3-2 after what was a heck of a second period for Port Huron. But let's take you all the way back first to the first period, and penalties got the Prowlers in trouble, and the Scarecrows got on the board first. Now without a little bit of controversy, this one was reviewed, but we take a look at the first power play goal for the Topeka Scarecrows. As the shot comes in from Gordon Whalen, popped up in the air, Avery Smith gloved it down and put it in. It was immediately waved off, you see there, but after review, you could see that Smith gloved it down to his own stick, which is a legal play. So he was able to punch it into the net, and no harm, no foul there. So that meant that became a good goal, and the Scarecrows with a 1-0 lead at that point. And then late minutes of that first period, Scarecrows on the power play again, and Elijah Wilson, you knew you wouldn't be able to get through this weekend without hearing from him. And he had Avery Smith right in front of Reed Cooper, goes blocker side on Cooper. And that made it 2-0 Scarecrows. And through that first period, Prowlers still had a big lead in the shots on goal department. 18-12 through 20 minutes, but they were trailing 2-0. And, frustration did not set in on the Prowlers bench. You heard Prowlers head coach Matt Graham and score of a couple of goals, which we'll see in just a few moments. But you heard from him, and he talked about how there is not that panic on the bench, and they just kept grinding away, and they were able to get back into it. And it started with Matt Graham right in front of the net. But good low-to-high play from Bazal. D-to-D pass. Ben Brockway took that shot off screen, and Matt Graham right there to tip it home past Brizgalov. Blake Anderson was right there as well, but Anderson pointed right to Graham, and that was Matt Graham's first of the night and second of the year. Final minutes of that second period. Scarecrows defensemen decided to start the rush. They all got caught deep. Prowlers went the other direction, and Reggie Millette able to delay and find Artu Hakula, who ripped this shot, and you can see in slow motion there, it did hit the back bar. That one also got waved off immediately. So one for each side, waved off immediately, but then it was reviewed and found to be a good goal. Jamie Bucell right there pointing, because he knows that hit the back bar. We could see it from up here, and when we saw it on the replay a few times, again, it was plain as day on that last replay we just showed that it hit the back bar. So a good goal for Artu Hakula, his team high, 4th of the year. That tied things up at 2. It only took 25 seconds for the Prowlers to take the lead. Another good rush here. Lucas Lockney, pass off pad, shoot for the rebound, and Matt Graham beats his man to that back post. And he deposits it into what was an empty cage at that point. And the Prowlers were rolling downhill. And it was a 3-2 game. That's where we stand as Julianne Akeley, Port Huron's own award-winning country artist, serenades the crowd again here at McMorran Place, as she did in the first intermission. You never know what you're going to see here at McMorran Place, so that's why you need to be here when the Prowlers are here. Don't be listening to me or muting me, as you might do anyway. Come into the arena. If you do want to hear me, you can load the stream on your phone. I won't tell anyone, and we appreciate the extra views, but certainly be here at McMorran Place, because again, you never know what entertainment you may find. It's always a party, and it's always a show here at McMorran Place. That's the new Prowlers and McMorran experience. 3-2 Port Huron through 40 minutes of play. We will be right back here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers with a 3-2 lead on the Topeka Scarecrows, as these teams wrap up their first ever weekend series. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule for the Prowlers. as they will be wrapping up their homestand next weekend against the Binghamton Black Bears. 7:45 puck drops and 6:05 puck drops. That'll be, again, next weekend here at McMorran Place, but we do want to see what's ahead beyond that, and there we go. So, of course, again, as I mentioned a little while ago, that will be Halloween Spooktacular here at McMorran Place, presented by Royal Coin Laundromat. We begin with trick-or-treating on the concourse, front doors open until warm-ups, and of course the later time was to allow you a little time to do a little trick-or-treating before you get here for the game. And then an earlier start time, 6:05, our first Mitts Kids Zone night of the season to wrap up the 6-game homestand. It's also Autism Awareness Night, as in-arena sound will be turned down. We'll have sensory areas available as well. You get your tickets for both of those games at phprowlers.com/tickets. Then the following week, Prowlers head to Wytheville, Virginia for the very first time. A couple of 7:30 p.m. starts against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. They have never visited Hitachi Energy Arena, have the Prowlers, and they will for the first time against the third-year Bobcats. Should be a lot of fun. You'll be able to see both of those games here on the PHP Network, as the Bobcats and Prowlers, now Empire Division rivals, as the Bobcats moved from the Continental to the Empire earlier this summer. So that should be a fun divisional battle when we get to it again, coming up a couple of weeks from now. Now let's take a look at our out-of-town scores, with lots going on around the FPHL. And we start in Binghamton. Black Bears have pulled ahead. They're in the final minutes of wrapping up a 5-2 win over the Watertown Wolves. Third period goals from CJ Stubbs, Austin Thompson, and Mac Jensen making the difference. Black Bears out shooting the Wolves 50-20 in the game, 17-2 in the third period alone. Athens Rock Lobsters up on the Twin City Thunderbirds 4-1. Kason Gallant and Philip Virgili adding goals in the second and third periods. They are getting towards the latter stages of period number 3. PD Ice Cats scored the first 3. The Blue Ridge Bobcats scored the last 2. It's 3-2 PD as they approach the end of period number 2 in Wytheville. Again, as the next place the Prowlers travel a couple of weeks from now. Hat-tricks and Sentinels locked in a tight battle. One of them will get their first win of the season. Sentinels could get their first win in franchise history. They're through 40 minutes of play. Hat-tricks with a 2-1 lead. Max Merrick Tortorella, one of the new signings for the Sentinels, with the only goal in the second period that cut a 2-0 deficit into a 2-1 deficit. That's where they stand again, getting set for period number 3 in Indiana. Finally, they are about midway through the second in Monroe. Dmitry Kuznetsov opened the scoring for Baton Rouge, but Andrew Bellant and Rasmus Asp responded for the Monroe Moccasins. It's a 2-1 lead for Monroe. Again, that one ticking down in period number 2. Of course, here it is 3-2 in favor of the Port Huron Prowlers, with the Scarecrows scoring the first 2 goals and the Prowlers with the last 3. Take a look at our game stats now from this one so far. 3-2 lead for the Prowlers, up on shots 31-24. And we've talked about it. Power plays have been the difference. They were the difference for the Watertown Wolves when they beat the Prowlers last weekend, last Friday night. And they're what's putting the Scarecrows on the board at all here in this one. So if the Prowlers stay out of the box in this third period, certainly do like their chances of getting themselves 6 points on the weekend. Another 3 points here, and continuing on with a very impressive start to the season. Prowlers 4-1 right now and sitting second in the Empire Division as the referees hit the ice. It'll be a minute 46 seconds of power play time for the Scarecrows to work with when we get started here in period number 3. As of course, Ben Brockway still sitting in the penalty box for that delay of game penalty in the final seconds of regulation. Let's see if the Prowlers PK can come up large and keep them in the lead. Prowlers have yet to have a comeback win this season. They've scored first in every single one of their victories. But if they can close this one out, it will be their first comeback win of the season. As you see, Reed Cooper getting set in his goal crease down to our right. Perfect in that middle frame, 12 for 12. He's 22 of 24 in the game overall. Daniil Brizgalov getting set in the goal crease down to our left. He has stopped 28 of 31 Prowler shots. Prowlers wearing their red alternates for the first time this season. That came back by popular demand. They were very well received when they were released last year as really a heritage jersey. Nods all over the place to Port Huron teams of the past. Those are some sharp unis. I have one in my closet. Not for many of the players, of course. I don't want any of their jerseys. It has my own name on it. Scarecrows continue their man advantage. We're underway here in period number 3. Rimmed all the way around in Prowler territory. Wilson slides it down for Sneath. Bump back up top to Wilson. Papa Petros try to float it through. It's blocked by Hakula. Johnson off the backboards. Gets back to it. Up the wall. Kept alive. Popped up in the air. It's cleared by Hakula. Minute 10 left to go on this Prowlers PK. Wilson gave it across. Wilson kept it in at the line. Got across. Sneath rose it up too tall. Not sure if Brian Parsons got a piece of it or not. But TJ Sneath took the backside feed and just couldn't find the net. Brian Parsons slid all the way across, though, trying to defend. Gagnon wants the line over to Whalen. Floats it through, deflected. Lockhart chases it down and sent all the way down ice. Johnson back for it. And he'll wire it all the way down. PK continues to be strong on this opportunity. 30 seconds left on the man advantage for the Scarecrows. Dropped off to nobody in particular. Tecumseh battled with Smith for it. Bavaro off the glass and all the way out. Kept in by Whalen. Koash. The final seconds of this power play. Up to Smith. Shot save. Rebound. Wolf couldn't get a good touch on it as it popped up in the air. And the Prowlers get one last clear and they kill it off. Stretch pass knocked back by Lockhart. Gagnon got it down deep. Lockhart trying to get it up to Lockney with some skating room. Federley called for it. He has it. Lockney going to the net. Federley waits on the wall. Down low, Lockney try to feed it back up high. It's Smith. Lockney cycling down for Graham. Bounced it in front. That one was skipping and hopping like a bad ground ball. Blaisdell off a stick. Lands in the near corner. Lockney Up the left wing side, he'll get the red line and then continue to get in. Took a hard hit from Murphy. Both of those guys a little bit slower their skates. Bucell cycles it down low and Lockney heads off to the bench. Blaisdell up for Wolf. Able to toss it ahead. And now Hakula tried to feed it up. That went off of Sneath and into the Prowler bench. We'll get a whistle and a face-off. We'll see where they put this drop. Probably in the Prowlers, and indeed it will be down there. Draw will be to Reed Cooper's left as Sneath will take it with DeCumbus. Sneath tried to win it forward, sits between DeCumbus's feet, and finally batted back to Lockhart. Anderson got it out. Gagnon watched by James. On for Wolf. Wilson ahead for Sneath, trying to split through, and a good stick by Brett Lockhart coming back to send that puck over the glass into the protective netting. Brett Lockhart, again, with a good defensive play there as they were able to spring TJ Sneath. Off this draw, Koch back to the line. Norwinski sends it back down low. Koch reverse over to the far side. Millette took a hard check from Smith. Bucell trying to fire his way up ice. He's forced back. Favaro let it on for Millette. Got the puck past Norwinski, but he couldn't slip by himself. Gagnon or Norwinski couldn't handle that pass cleanly. And Brizgalov has to cover up to relieve the pressure as the Prowlers were moving in, hunting for that puck. Approaching 4 minutes gone in period number 3. Each team with a shot apiece. In this final frame of regulation, Prowlers came back from 2-0 down with a 3-2 lead. O'Reilly couldn't touch that one past Lockhart. Matt Graham with 2 goals in the game takes the shot, goes off the glass. Brockway kept it alive. No, he did not. Pardon me. Looked like he might have, but the linesman decided differently. So Ben Brockway and the Prowlers will have to see a face-off come back out to the neutral zone. Whalen skates with it. Off the boards all the way in. Lockhart moves it along. Picked up by Checo. Murphy and Brockway cancel out. Checo's on the puck. Up high, Papa Petros with the one-timer that sailed wide. They have gotten tipped on the way through. Cooper keeps the puck below the goal line. Checo, centering feed. Good stick by Bazal. O'Reilly was sneaking in from the point, trying to take in that pass. Favaro collects the rebound off the dump. Anderson bumps it back for Graham. Cross corner dump. Blaisdell and James after it together. Blaisdell tried to reverse. And now we'll get back to it. Red line rimmed all the way in along the glass. Drops for Johnson and Wilson. Parsons back for it. Parsons pitchforks it ahead. DeCumbus, touch for Anderson. Soft toss in, and Lind able to bring it in. Fire it up to Wilson. Cooper out to play it. Reverse it around with pressure from Wolf. Sneath. Fire it up. Johnson takes it in. Trying to turn with it. Parsons comes over to help out. This one sent all the way down. And no icing. Blaisdell hanging out behind his own net, waiting for the breakout to commence. Fired up to Smith. Smith inside out move, and he missed it wide on the short side. Caroms all the way around. Millette trying to beat Norwinski to it. A good swipe by Alex Norwinski kept Reggie Millette from an opportunity. Rink wide feed cut off by Millette. Norwinski able to take it back. Koash. And a curl and drag, couldn't get it on goal. Cox bumped and ran down by Bucell. Shot on goal, tipped by Bucell, and Cooper had to kick out that right flipper to make sure Bucell didn't accidentally score on his own goal. And Brockway surveys up to Millette. Pass off to Favaro, fresh from the bench. Return to Millette on his backhand in front, save Brizgalov as he robs Matt Graham of the hat trick. We'll take a timeout, and Neil Brizgalov doing everything in his power to keep it a one-goal game. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like some McMorrin fries, please.
All right, that's going to be $4. Okay.
She shoots, she scores with the new Prowlers debit card.
Don't you have somewhere to be? The game's on.
Get your Prowlers debit card only at Flagship Community Federal Credit Union, located on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Flagship Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Back here at McMorrin Place, Prowlers with a 3-2 lead on the Topeka Scarecrows. Face off deep in Scarecrows territory. O'Reilly met by Parsons. And now Papa Petros. Waiting. Gets to the red line, fires it around. Federley and Parsons in there together. Graham on for Bazal. And now Graham. Fed it back to Parsons, kicks it ahead. Off the glass into the offensive zone. Parsons heading after it himself on the forecheck. Whalen reverses up the far side. Favaro couldn't keep it in. Loose stick there belonging to O'Reilly, who picks it up. Johnson right up the gut, right up the wall. Papa Petros able to slip by Johnson. Sneaks past Bucell. Favaro takes the puck, rims it all the way around to Reggie Millette. Millette lost the handle. Now have to head back after it under pressure from Wolf. Favaro up to Bucell, trying to send Millette on his way. Good stick by Wilson to cut off that cross-ice feed. Millette for Hakela, back to Millette. Looking for a passing lane, couldn't find one. Millette works his way up high, hands it off. Lockhart a drive, save Brizgalov. Puck was loose for a moment before he's able to gather it in and hang on. Daniil Brizgalov able to swallow up that shot from Brett Lockhart. And stays 3-2 with the Prowlers getting some good pressure here in the third period. You remember last night, Prowlers went into the third with the lead and then kept the Scarecrows down to 3 shots for the whole period. Shots 3-3 right now in the third. As Anderson, off the steal, gets to Brockway. Lockhart, all he could do is just tip that back deep as Wolf was right there. Anderson spinning away from Gagnon. Tried to center it out in front. If Vinny DeCumbus was right-handed, that would have been a perfect pass. But instead, the Prowlers have to regroup. Anderson catches it at the blue line, floats it, and it's flipped down by Lynn. Pros escape, but Smith had it go off his stick. Federley retreating, fires it off the glass, and that's just an icing against the Prowlers' captain. Face-off will be all the way back down in Prowler territory as we take another look at the big hit there by Jamie Bucell. He buried O'Reilly. There's a quick shot on goal that's gloved and held by Cooper. Scott Koash will draw against Matt Graham. Here Cooper's left. Bavaro floats it up towards Federley, comes all the way through, got past Federley and Lockney. And now Lockney will fire it all the way around. Blocked up. And Koash able to find it, tosses it all the way down. Cooper plays it away with the goal stick. Parsons back for it. Trying to turn away from Koash. Koash trying to steal it, he does! And Cooper got the glove out, just get a piece. Here comes Lockney with Graham. Lockney shoots! Throws it too tall. Way down to the Prowlers zone. Lucas Lockney got another opportunity there. Just couldn't find the target. Millette over to Bucell. Outside Johnson. That one glove down by Daniil Brizgalov, and we'll take a break. Past the midway point of period number 3. And the Prowlers with a 3-2 lead on the Topeka Scarecrows. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
Discover everything banking should be with Advia Credit Union, like earning real financial advantages. You can earn up to $1,000 with your new account. Plus, save an average of nearly $4,000 in interest when refinancing. Get started with a low-rate credit card balance transfer. Enjoy easy access to your money anytime, anywhere. Make the switch today at adviacu.org/real people. Advia Credit Union. Real advantages for real people.
Well, the Prowlers are on the ice, so grab a glass of Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Please drink responsibly. Thomas Murphy just ripped that one off of the linesman. He may need some ice after that. As Whalen starts up. Indirect pass goes all the way down. O'Reilly wins the race to be out the icing. Checo and Johnson come together. Bucell trying to dig it out. Now Millette puts the turn off ice. Saucers it onto Bucell. 3-on-2 for the Prowlers if they hurry. Here's Millette looking to Bucell, the one-timer. He misfired. Papa Petros, self-toss back in. Scarecrows in the midst of a change. Lockhart, all the way up to Millette, tap back forward to Cumbus. In with speed, throws on the brakes, slipped it down on net. Brizgalov had to be alert. Other way comes Murphy off of Lockhart's glove. Lockhart wheels around the net, goes off the window, kept in by Wolf. Anderson back for Lockhart. 8:20 left to go in regulation. Prowlers with a 3-2 lead. Parsons backhands it in from the red line. Brizgalov keeps it moving around for Gagnon. Wilson got it through to the neutral zone. Parsons for Anderson. Then dance past his own man to Cumbus. Now Johnson retreats. Spun it to Brockway. Indirect pass. And tipped around. Luke James for Johnson at the top. Johnson walks, wrists it, in and out of the glove of Brizgalov, and poked out of danger. And back come the Scarecrows, it's Norwinski. Alex Johnson now behind the net. Long lead pass for Anderson, trying to float it through, couldn't do it. And back comes Smith. Scarecrows with numbers, Prowlers get defense off the bench. Smith in front, they score! It's Connor Lind who snuck in on the backside, and we are tied up again. Nobody picked up Lind heading to the net. And Connor Lind has his first goal as a Scarecrow. Great pass by Smith. 3-all. We're back to a tie game, 3-3, as Prowlers get ready to try it, break the tie again. Johnson shot stop, rebound, Bucell! And Brizgalov able to get there as Bucell had trouble settling it down. Millette turned it, Bucell the backhander, goes over top of the cage. Johnson forced out of the zone by Koash, and Alex Johnson has drawn a penalty as Scott Koash dumped him from behind, and a full scrum ensuing around Alex Johnson. We'll take it down to ice level with Brady Beaton.
Down here ringside, obviously tensions getting a little testy behind us. Topeka just tied it up. Obviously a little frustration on the side of the Prowlers, just giving up the game-tying goal. However, during that shift, immediately picking guys up, trying to get the energy going. Prowlers trying to win 5 out of their first 6 would be a huge start to the season. Certainly can't clinch a playoff spot, certainly can't win a division, but you can lose it early on. Prowlers trying to keep this hot start going. Trying to do it in regulation, might need overtime. Will, back up to you.
Thank you, Brady, and you get another look there on the penalty to Scott Koash. And Prowlers power play will get an opportunity here, their 5th of the game, to try and put themselves back ahead. Johnson's unit is out there, and he's part of it. As Millette works down the boards, up to Federley. Lockney, one-timer save, rebound Graham, stick handles, and Brizgalov able to make the save. Johnson in on the forecheck, ripped the puck away from Whalen, and Alex Johnson can't believe that he's going to the box for a high sticking. That's it for the Prowlers power play, just 20 seconds. Johnson still has not moved. And it looks like his stick did come up into the head area of Whalen as they were battling. You see Alex Johnson, not a fan of that call. It felt like it was a stick lift that got his stick there. And the fans letting the officials here. Let's take one more look. Oh, it looks like Whalen may have lifted Johnson's stick into his own head. That might be the case that Johnson is trying to make. Either way, get some 4-on-4 action as Sneath drops it off for Wilson. Sneath jumps by Lockhart. Whalen, wrist shot blockered out of play by Cooper. Koash was in the box for cross-checking Johnson, and then Alex Johnson right into the box now for high sticking.
8-7-0. 7-8-6.
Have about 20 seconds of Topeka power play once this 4-on-4 is over. Off this draw, Federle treats back, looks ahead. It's Federle, Parsons, Graham, and Lockney for the Prowlers. Here's Parsons firing ahead. Parsons looking to the backside, tried to get it to Graham, but a sliding play by Wilson. Parsons was looking Graham's way the entire time. Graham knocked it down. They say legally with a stick below the shoulder, so we continue. Lockney tried to pass it off for Graham. Gagnon got it up to Checo. Checo slides it right in on Cooper. He'll steer it to Austin Federle. Scarecrows making changes. Federle leaves it for Parsons. Parsons on the outside, all the way around the cage. Swept it up high to Millette. Down low, tipped by Bucell, who gloves it down behind the cage. Checo, right wide feet, finds Koch. Moving up, 14 seconds left in the 4-on-4. As Pavaro and Koch battled for it. Lockhart scoops it up. Comes Lockhart with a nice move around Wilson. Lockhart couldn't get the pass cleanly to Millette. And now the Scarecrows move up with some power play time and numbers. Wilson centered, and that was kicked on goal by Koch. Cooper made the save, but it wouldn't have mattered even if it went in. That wouldn't have counted. I think Koch was trying to kick it over to the man on the backside. I believe that was Koash. Sneath works back in as we're back to 5-on-5. Koash let it go. And over top of the cage goes the puck. Whalen for Sneath. Stepping around Favaro. Sneath to the forehand. Didn't get it through. Papa Petros fires it off the backboards. Johnson rips it all the way around. Papa Petros getting after it off the boards. And on to Sneath. Cross to Koash. Penalty coming up behind the play. Papa Petros is going to the box for a slash. And Luke James did a great job down there back behind the play. We'll get a Prowlers man advantage in the latter stages of this one when we come back here on the PHP Network.
Discover 1195 Gastropub in Marysville. Burgers, pizzas, apps, and pub favorites like filet mignon and grilled salmon. Open Monday to Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., weekends 12 to 9 p.m. Join us for happy hour, Monday to Thursday. Enjoy half-off bottles of wine every Wednesday, and don't miss Thirsty Thursday with $4 draft beers. Great food, cold drinks, good times. That's 1195 Gastro Pub.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
Reed Cooper's Prowlers are heading to the man advantage with exactly 4 minutes left to go in a tied hockey game. A chance to pull ahead. They are 0 for 5 right now. If there's a time to score one, this is it. And they win the face-off to set up. Lockney stops up, gives it up high to Federle. Down low, Johnson looking. Lockney on the half wall. This shot blocked. He pokes it into Millette's skates. The Prowlers able to retain possession. Lockney tried to force one across to Millette. Got it down to Graham. Spinning on Koash. Johnson comes in to help out. Graham bumps it up high to Millette. Steps past one man. Got it down to Graham, and now Millette once more. Federle couldn't bring that pass in. Just exploded off his stick. Millette has to recollect at center once more. Minute 9 left on this Prowlers power play. Lockney rims it all the way around. Graham waiting for it on the other side. Johnson had it stolen. Gagnon trying to get control. And it's pitchforked out of the zone. Favaro fresh off the bench back for it. Lockney steps in. Back for Favaro. Takes a look. Lockney had his head up in front. Lockney up high to Favaro. Looking for Bucell in the slot. He's tied up. Couple of Scarecrows there. Millette let one loose. And a penalty coming up. Sent straight out of play by Alex Norwinski, and the Prowlers with a 5-on-3 for 27 seconds. What an opportunity for Port Huron. We'll see if Chris Paulin decides to call his timeout. He does. So the Prowlers will call a timeout. As you can see, that one clearly right over top of the glass, out of play. Chris Paulin, the Prowlers associate head coach, drawing something up on the bench. Again, 5-on-3s have not been extremely successful for the Prowlers so far this season. We'll see if they can find something on this opportunity. Looks like they have that first unit out there. Scarecrows seem to be going with Sneath, Blaisdell, and sitting up there on the boards is Koch. Not who, maybe Gagnon might be their third. We'll see. But a huge chance here for the Prowlers as Chris Paulin has done his part, and we'll see if they can go execute it. Sneath, Blaisdell, and Lind, the threesome for the Scarecrows. And the Prowlers get control. Federley doesn't uncork the one-timer. Johnson holds, and Federley continue to play catch. 17 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Federley, Millette. Federley again, looks, shoots, scores! The captain rips it home. Prowlers back in front with 2:11 to go. Austin Federley picks his spot from the McMorran logo in the high slot. High glove goes Austin Federley for his first of the year. And the Prowlers will still have 1:44 of power play time to work with. One last look. Great shot by Federley. And again, the Prowlers still a man up. For the next minute 33, it'll be about 27 seconds between penalty clock and game clock. Prowlers should just look to tick that time away. Favaro got it down deep. Bucell all the way around the net. Bucell behind the cage. Up high to Lockhart. Back down low. Hinkala there now. Bucell still working. Up high, Lockhart. Saucered, Favaro, shot, gloved, and out of the glove of Brizgalov. He's had some trouble with the rebound control in this game. Now Koch has to move up short-handed, but he'll just fire it all the way down. Surprised the Scarecrows are not trying to work up short-handed right now. Minute 6 left in this hockey game. It's a 4-3 Prowler lead. Graham into the offensive zone to Federley. Behind the net as we hit the final minute. Millette got the only assist on that Federley goal. Sends it back down deep. Graham to Johnson. Millette. Shot stop. Rebound. Just slipped past Federley. Try to sweep it out in front. Millette shot. Pinballed around. Graham swiped at it a couple of times. Johnson Couldn't get it back deep. Sneath just high flips it out. We're back to 5-on-5 and under 30 seconds to go as Federley takes a look at the clock. This one iced by the Prowlers, so they'll have to deal with a face-off in their own end with 20.3 seconds left to go in this game. And a timeout called here by Topeka. The Scarecrows trying to draw something up, much like the Prowlers drew something up to get the goal to go ahead. We'll see if they leave Gagnon on, or pardon me, Brizgalov on the bench. And see Reed Cooper there. 29 saves for him so far this evening. The Prowlers try and close out the weekend. All right, Brizgalov is on the bench. So a 6-on-5 attack for the Scarecrows. Chris Paulin giving some final instructions to Austin Federley. Matt Graham and TJ Sneath in for the biggest face-off of this game. One back by Sneath. And Millette strips it from Koch. Comes out of the zone. Graham sends it back to Johnson. Off the boards, Millette ties it up, gets it in deep. Papa Petros moved it up. That will do it. The Scarecrows will run out of time. And the Prowlers move to 5-1 on the season. Four 4-3 the final in dramatic fashion here at McMorran Place. The comeback from the 2-0 deficit, and then they saw the game tied, but then they were able to get the late winner from Austin Federley, a 5-on-3 power play goal at 17:50 of the third period. And the fans will go home happy tonight on Country Music Night. Be sure to stick around though. On the PHP Network post-game report, have highlights and analysis, final game stats, get locker room reaction from our first star of the game and Gunther Graphics player of the game, and also Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. So again, be sure to stick around for all of that, as they will soon, shortly, begin to announce the 3 stars of the game. But final shots here tonight, 42-32 for the Prowlers. And again, a back and forth game. Prowlers had to respond from being down 2 goals despite really dominating the shots on goal battle. But they were able to do so, and they did a great job to battle back and stay focused, and they got themselves 3 points here tonight, a 6-point weekend, as they head back to their locker room. And then we will get stick around, 3 stars of the game announcement coming up in just a few moments. And I suspect Matt Graham will have to do a second interview tonight, because I have a hunch that he will be named the first star of the game, and he will likely be our Gunther Graphics player of the game. We will take you down to ice level for the 3 stars announcement.
The third player 19 from Topeka, number 27, Connor Quinn. The second star 19 from Port Huron with a game-winning goal, number 19, Austin Federley.
Austin Federle announced as the second star, Connor Lynn the third star, but Federle with that game-winning goal late, he gets the second star honors.
19 with 2 goals. Number 51, Matt.
And Matt Graham, the first star of the game, tonight's Gunther Graphics player of the game. And he will head over and chat with Brady Beaton for the second time tonight.
Gunther Graphics player of the game, Matt Graham. Matt, we talked after the second period. You talked about consistency. You give up the game-tying goal. You were able to bounce back, end up winning this one in regulation. What does that say about this team to not let that game-tying goal kind of bring the vibe down?
Yeah, I think the whole game was kind of a testament to that, right? It was resilience all the way through. It was, just keep battling, plugging away. And then, we just never had a doubt in our mind in the locker room, on the bench all night. So
one thing I liked is early on you played physical. You took a few penalties in that first period, but as the game went on, you still played physical, but you smartened up and you picked your spots. What did you notice on the bench with that?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest thing is I think like the reffing kind of balances itself out, right? I mean, I think they're a little testy at first, and then, it goes one way. It's ebbs and flows of the game. And then, in the third period, you see them really take the foot off the gas with the penalties and whatnot. So it was, I think we play the same way all the time. That's the biggest thing.
I said the last time I was here that you can't win a division, you can't make a playoff spot in the first 3 weekends, but you certainly can lose one. Winning 5 out of 6, what does that mean to start off the season?
No, it's huge. I think it's one of our best starts we've had in years, and these points are important. We talk about it upstairs as a group all the time. It's just as important to win now as it is at the end. You set yourself up for success all season, and you really piling these points up now is what's important. So,
well, Matt, congratulations, our Gunther Graphics player of the game. Go celebrate with everyone.
Thank you, appreciate it.
He's Matt Graham. I'm Brady Beaton. Will, back up to you.
Thank you, Brady. And I think Matt Graham might want to stop scoring goals because he doesn't want to talk to our sideline reporters twice a game. But either way, he gets his team the victory. Of course, the late goal by Austin Federle, huge help to that as well. Coming up, post-game show is next with highlights and analysis, and we'll also hear from Prowlers associate head coach Chris Paulin as well. So don't go anywhere. Much more to come here on the PHP Network.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll say, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Yeah, I don't know about this one, fellas.
Boys, we don't overcome adversity by backing down. But yeah, I don't know about this one.
That's reassuring.
We're so screwed.
All right, boys. Here's the game plan. LJ, you start with bananas.
Wait, why do I have to do the bananas?
Because you're the softest on the team.
I don't want the bananas.
This thing is going to melt. We got to hurry up.
I won't do it.
Okay, both of you. I will do the bananas and the whipped cream. Fets, please continue.
Who's paying for this anyway?
I am. I just bought my tickets for the Prowlers game this weekend, and the Milk House gave me 25% off my order.
Fets, why'd you buy the tickets? You're literally on the team.
For the discount.
So are you all ready to give it a try?
Oh, we're ready.
It's true. Get 25% off your entire order at the Milk House, October through April. Simply show your ticket stubs at checkout and enjoy your discounted treat.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys. We just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers pull out a 4-3 win over the Topeka Scarecrows. What a heck of a game that was, and let's take you back through it. And we'll start in the first period when the Scarecrows, well, Prowlers took some penalties and the Scarecrows took advantage. And Avery Smith was able to make it 1-0. And again, this was a controversial one as Smith gloved it down and whacked it in with his stick. A legal play, but the referee didn't quite see it right the first time. They went back, they reviewed it, and the right call was made. Wow, Chris Paulin is quick. We will get back to our highlights in just a moment. Chris Paulin is quick, and we can send it down to him in just a moment here as he is standing by with Brady Beaton.
Here with associate head coach Chris Paulin after the 4-3 win. Just overall thoughts, slow start, then you had that big burst in the second, give up the game-tying goal, end up winning it in the final few minutes. Overall thoughts on the win?
It was a gutty win, gutty effort for the guys. Things weren't going our way in the first period. I thought we were playing tough. No flow to the game. We were battling through it, and I think we probably deserved maybe a little bit better fate, but that's hockey. And then the second period, we really took over the game. I thought one line that really turned the tides was Vinny, Ando, and James. I thought they put some excellent shifts together and really built some momentum for us.
What were some of the things specifically you saw them doing that you like that hopefully they carry that over into next weekend? Because Binghamton coming to town, that's going to be another tall task.
Hunting pucks. They were hunting pucks, forcing turnovers, discipline, causing turnovers in the middle of the ice, keeping our own possessions alive, and then getting pucks to the net. Once we were able to grind them down low and then, get some numbers advantage at the net, you saw we got some greasy ones. So really good job by those three, and then every line built off it. Obviously can't say enough about Grammer's play. He shows why he's one of, if not the best player in the league's history. So he showed it tonight.
I asked him about, you can't win a division or you can't clinch a playoff spot in October. You can certainly lose one or cost yourself home ice. How important is it to get these early season points to maybe give yourself that head starter to keep pace with the top of the pack?
Yeah, we're not a results-oriented group. We're focused on what we do each day, how we play the game, how we protect each other, and how we build. And the results tend to come when you do those things. So I was really proud of the guys for yesterday, even more so today, what they were able to do. And then how about Schlepper starting us off? I mean, you can't say enough good things about that kid. He's one of the most team guys I've ever seen, and he goes out and fights a guy who has 1 million pro fights. He's a young kid, and he did a great job.
So what's the message to the team after getting 6 points here and the two-time defending champs coming to town next weekend?
Well, we're going to enjoy it tonight, have some fun. I think the boys are excited to have some Noble Mud beers. Great beer. But they're going to enjoy it tonight. They're going to hang out together. This group's really tight, so it's important to hang out together, have some fun on Sunday, be together, and then Monday we go to work. So we know the opponent. And for what we want to do this year, we know what we got to do next weekend, so we're excited for that.
Well, Coach, I'll go let you enjoy some Noble Mud, and congrats on a big weekend.
Thanks.
Will, back up to you.
Wow, you think Chris Paulin sold Noble Mud? Chris from Sales really pumping up the official beer of the Port Huron Prowlers. I'll have to get myself a little Noble Mud when I get upstairs, but let's continue on with our recap of this game. So the Scarecrows were up 1-0 at that point. They go up 2-0 with another power play goal later in that first period. And the Prowlers leading heavily on shots on goal throughout the game so far. Couldn't break through. Pucks on net though, second period. And you see Ben Brockway get the pass and put it right on net. Matt Graham right in the area. Gets a good touch on it. Great look from our reverse cam angle on the Elite Electric replay. So that's Graham's first of the night and made 2-1 and maybe relaxed the crowd here at McMorran Place a little bit. They felt a little bit better. They finally got on the board. Now let's get back to work. Prowlers did get back to work. And with the Scarecrows defenseman caught off ice, Reggie Millette and R2 Hakela took advantage of just the forwards back. We talk about a goal that was reviewed before from Avery Smith. That one was also called off originally, then reviewed, and it hit the back bar when they saw it on the overhead cameras in the penalty box. So that hit the back bar. It was a good goal, and it was 2-2 at that point. 25 seconds later, how about another great rush for the Prowlers? And it's Lucas Lockney with the pass-off pad, an underrated play in hockey. Matt Graham on the receiving end on the other side. But anyone young out there learning the game of hockey, pass-off pad, such a great tool. You try and fire it off the far pad of the netminder and pop out for a rebound. Perfectly executed that time. And the Prowlers all of a sudden with a 3-2 lead. But in that third period, Avery Smith would find Connor Lind to tie things up. And the Scarecrows got in penalty trouble, and the Prowlers with a 5-on-3. You see the goal there from Austin Federley. He had a 5-on-3. Chris Paulin took his timeout when the second penalty got taken. And he sent out that unit. Take another look from the other angle. Federley, right from the McMorran logo. Top corner over the blocker of Danil Brizgalov. And the clutch goal gets all 3 points for the Prowlers. 4-3 the final here tonight. One more look from Austin Federley. And the big Selly to boot. So 4-3 the final. Three stars of the game. Connor Lind with a goal and assist was the third star. Austin Federley, the second star with a goal. And Matt Graham, the first star of the game with 2 goals. He is also our Gunther Graphics player of the game with his first multi-goal game this season. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for logos, websites, and branding. We got to hear from him twice, and I'm sure I'll hear from him a third time about having to do 2 interviews once I head upstairs a little bit later. When we come back, we will take a look at the out-of-town scores one last time and wrap things up here from McMorran Place. It's all coming up next on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is. What is happening?
Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack wrap is back.
Will Wiggleman back one final time here at McMorran Place. Prowlers take down the Topeka Scarecrows by a final of 4-3 to sweep the weekend and secure themselves firmly in second place in the Empire Division. Let's take one last look at our out-of-town scoreboard right now, with plenty of action going on around the rest of the league. The Binghamton Black Bears maintain control atop the division with a 5-2 win over the Watertown Wolves. And that one in Binghamton, so they complete the weekend sweep of the Wolves, and the Black Bears still undefeated this season. Gavin Yates, 2 goals, 2 assists. Austin Thompson, a goal and 2 helpers. Athens took down the Twin City Thunderbirds 6-2 in Athens. Gleb Van Durkin had a goal and a helper. Joe Mack, 3 assists in that one. Again, 6-2 the final. Rock Lobsters over the Thunderbirds. They're about midway through period 3 in Wytheville, and the PD Ice Cats have a 5-3 lead over the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Brandon Reller has a goal in the third for the Bobcats. That made it 4-3, but Dominik Marcinkiewicz made it 5-3 with a shorthanded marker later in the frame. The Danbury Hat-Tricks just wrapped up a 6-3 win over the Indiana Sentinels. Josh Tomasi and Alexander Legkov had a goal and an assist apiece, as the Hat-Tricks scored 4 unanswered early in the third to pull away and get the win, their first win of this young season. Finally, they're getting set to begin period 3 in Monroe, and the Baton Rouge Zydeco got goals from Narek Aleksenyan and Dmitry Kuznetsov. Both Aleksenyan and Kuznetsov, 2 goals apiece. And they have a 4-3 lead on the Monroe Moccasins. And again, that one heading into period 3. Of course, here, Prowlers defeat the Scarecrows 4-3, the final. Well, we want you to tune in to our next broadcast. That will be tomorrow, or next Friday, October the 31st, when the Prowlers take on the Binghamton Black Bears. Puck drop scheduled for 7:45 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 7:30. It's all right here on the PHP Network. That'll do it for us here at McMorran Place. Tonight's edition of Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network was produced and directed by Christian Jackson. Graphics operator was Mike Kesselring. And on the cameras tonight, Kim Lake, Alexander Nelson, and Aiden Bricker. Again, we'll be back tomorrow when the Prowlers take on the Binghamton Black Bears here at McMorran Place. Please do come out if you can make it. 7:45 puck drop on Halloween night, next Friday night. But if you can't make it, we will see you right here on the PHP Network. But for Brady Beaton and the rest of the crew, I'm Will Wiggleman, saying goodnight from Port Huron.